Chapter 195. When he saw Tang Feng, Fong Ping looked pained and muttered, "Why is it you again? Did MCMAU not have any instructors? Why was this big lion everywhere? There were about 20 rank 6 instructors in MCMAU, right? There were a bunch of rank 5. Why was it always Big Lion who presided over these things?" Tang Feng seemed to have heard him. He glanced at him from the corner of his eyes and walked to the front desk, saying, "This is the second time MCMAU has organized a special training class in a year. The first time, we fought for MCMAU's glory. The second time, we fought for the survival of mankind. In a short period of time, we've organized 2 special training classes. This is a first for MCMAU, and it means that the situation is getting more and more dangerous. Students who came to the special training class today, I think you all know what you're going to face. Originally, rank 2 martial artists like you wouldn't have the chance to go to the catacombs. But now, you have to prepare in advance. Family, country, and the world. These light words would probably make you laugh if you heard them on a normal day. But today, Tang Feng's tone suddenly became high-spirited. Today, we can confidently say that we martial artists fight for our family, for our country, and for the world. Since ancient times, it has been said that the greatest heroes serve the country and the people. However, in the past 1,000 years, only the martial artists of the past 100 years are worthy of these words. At this moment, Tang Feng was no longer so cold, so serious, and so unreasonable. Martial artists dare to fight, and we must fight. We martial artists of martial arts universities are never afraid to fight. Since the founding of MCMU, this year is the 50th anniversary. In the past 50 years, MCMU has lost 3 grandmasters, 928 middle-rank martial artists, and 512 rank 3 martial artists. Every year, about 10 rank 3 students die, and close to 20 middle-rank martial artists. In 15 years, 1 grandmaster died. Fong Ping was stunned. MCMAU had 3 grandmasters died? Moreover, so many middle-ranked martial artists had died. Martial artists were not an army. Any martial artist in the 3 middle ranks was the product of countless resources piled up. They were all God's favored ones, all of them outstanding talents. However, in the past 50 years, MCMAU had lost close to 1,000 middle-ranked martial artists. MCMAU has a martyr's shrine. The top floor of the school archives is where the martyr's shrine is located. Originally, I wanted to take you there to see if it was worth it for our ancestors and peers to shed their blood. But I thought about it, and in the end, I didn't choose to go to the school archives. At this moment, you still don't understand. You still don't understand. What you see are names that you can't remember. Listen to me as I tell you about their past. Right now, none of you are qualified to know or remember them. One day, when you feel what you are fighting for and who you are fighting for, when you have the answer to all of this, you can go there again. Only then will you know what the martyr's shrine is. Dying in the catacombs is a martial artist's highest honor. Martial artists of our generation can only fight to the death. Fight to the death without retreating. Fight to the death without surrendering. Tang Feng's voice was deafening. Fong Ping and the others were silent. Therefore, when you join the special training class today, you must fight to the death with no hope of survival. Can you do it? Yes, someone shouted, but Tang Feng sneered and said indifferently, "Maybe, do the students today really understand?" They didn't understand. Today, they swore that they would fight to the death and not return until they were dead. However, when they entered the catacombs and witnessed the great battle, how many of them would not feel timid? Did humans really have a future? The previous competitions and missions. To Tang Feng, it was really child's play. Tang Feng didn't say anything else. He was a little tired, not physically but mentally. Everyone is clear about the purpose of the special training class. The special training class doesn't choose a class monitor or differentiate between good and bad. However, I hope that in the special training class, you can form an organizational structure. At the very least, you must form a team that belongs to you. Martial artists have never existed independently. You need a group of comrades that you can trust with your back and trust with your life and death. A team of 100 people is very conspicuous in the catacombs. My advice to you is to form a team of less than 10 people. When a large team is broken up, try your best to maintain a well-organized team. This will increase your chances of survival. Someone heard him and asked immediately, "Instructor Tang, must we join a team?" Tang Feng said indifferently, "Of course not. The meaning of a team is to trust each other. If you are forced to join, you will drag the team down. You can act alone, but you must remember that there are enemies everywhere in the catacombs. Can you do it without sleep or rest and always stay alert? Can you do it and have someone save your life when you are seriously injured? When you think that you can live freely in the catacombs alone, it doesn't matter if you have a team or not. When Grandmaster powerhouses operate, most of them are alone. If they can do it, can you?" The person who asked the question fell silent. Tang Feng continued, "The formation of a team is not something that can be done overnight. It doesn't mean that you have to find someone from your class. You can find anyone provided that you think that they can survive in the catacombs. Even a normal person can do it. Of course, bringing normal people into the catacombs will drag you down. We won't stop you even if you're courting death. I suggest that you find teammates of similar strength. You can grow and improve together. This way, you can last for a long time and form a tacit understanding." After the first thing was said, Tang Feng talked about something else. Other than choosing a team, before entering the catacombs, we must deepen everyone's understanding of the catacombs. From tomorrow onwards, every day from 7 to 8 at night, during this hour, there will be instructors teaching everyone about the catacombs. This includes the geography of the catacombs, the culture of the catacombs, the introduction of the creatures in the catacombs, the introduction of the valuable items in the catacombs, the distribution of human strongholds in the catacombs. Fong Ping asked suddenly, "Instructor, humans have strongholds in the catacombs?" Tang Feng felt uncomfortable when he saw this brat. He did not like this kind of mischievous fellow. He always felt that he would be sold for money. After hearing Fong Ping's question, Tang Feng humphed. "Nonsense. If they don't have strongholds, are they supposed to fight on the surface? Every entrance to the catacombs has a human stronghold. There are even cities. Of course, there are also important military cities. Everything is built for war. To build these cities, humans have paid a huge price. However, there are very few cities like this. Most of them are military camps with troops stationed there. There is an internal troop and an external troop. Both sides take turns garrisoning. That's why the garrisons that you know are actually 2 troops. In Magic City, there were garrisons in many places. If the number of troops was determined according to the detection from the surface, then the number of Sino Nation's troops would be reduced by more than half." Fong Ping curled his lips. Damn it, he was just asking a question. Why did he have to hump to show that his nose was clear? He glanced at Zhao Lei, who was beside him. Zhao Lei's expression was dark. He looked at Fong Ping from the corner of his eyes full of anger. "Hit me again?" Without looking at him, Fong Ping continued, "Is there a sun in the catacombs?" Tang Feng frowned. "You can ask these questions after class. I'm just telling you about the upcoming arrangements." This brat talked too much. Did he not hear that he would have an hour every night from now on? Will there be combat classes? Fong Ping, shut up. Let me finish. Tang Feng could not stand him. Would it kill him to ask questions after he was done? Tang Feng was speechless. He shouted and said immediately, "Other than the hour-long combat classes, everyday the catacombs knowledge classes, the special training class will also organize combat training, including survival training, extreme survival, the kind that survives on deserted islands?" Fong Ping asked again. "Get out." Tang Feng could not stand it anymore. He was so angry that his nose was on fire. Fong Ping sighed softly. "I was just testing your patience, but I found out that you can't." He was sure that Big Lion had no hope of becoming a grandmaster in the short term. This was good. It meant that he could catch up to him and beat him up sooner or later. How could he be a grandmaster if he did not have this bit of bearing? As he thought about this, Fong Ping patted Zhao Lei's shoulder and was about to walk out. Zhao Lei's expression was dark. Tang Feng was speechless. After a while, he shouted, "Sit down. From now on, you're not allowed to ask questions without my permission." This student of his was also useless. Fong Ping had him in the palm of his hand. He came to class every other day with a swollen head. Tang Fong could not remember how many times Zhao Lei's face had swollen in the past few months. Fong Ping did not argue and continued to sit down. Zhao Lei gritted his teeth and said in a muffled voice, "Fong Ping, we're not done. If your instructor bullies me again, I'm not done with you. You. Wait until you've entered the rank 2 ranking list before you talk." Zhao Lei was so angry that he did not say another word. Fong Ping was right. He had to speak with his ability. When my ability surpasses Fong Ping's, I'll beat this bastard into a pig's head in front of the whole school. I'll maintain that pig's head for a year. Tang Feng's ears were sharp. He heard the conversation between the two of them. He glanced at Zhao Lei helplessly. That little bastard was already rank 3. If Fong Ping entered peak rank 2, he might be peak rank 3. It looked like he would have to look at a pig's head in the future. In the following Catacombs General Knowledge class, Combat Training class, and Survival class, there will be credit rewards if you achieve excellent results. Other than the rewards for the assessment, the Special Training class will also receive a daily reward of 10 credits every day. Instructor, how do I get the rewards? Fong Ping really could not hold it in this time. His heart itched at the mention of rewards. He was really not looking for trouble on purpose. Tang Fong glared at him. This time, he did not reprimand him. He said, "The daily rewards will be based on the instructor's opinion for that day's class." "That's not fair." Fong Ping said immediately, "I don't think this is fair." "Then tell me, what do you want?" I think we can let the students in the class vote every day. The ones with the most votes will get the credits." Tang Fong looked at him, a little surprised. Was it that democratic? The others were also a little surprised. If Fong Ping said so, everyone would have a chance. Then it would depend on popularity. Whoever was popular would have a higher chance of getting the rewards. 10 credits every day was not a small amount. This special training class would last for at least 2 months, which was at least 60 days. 600 credits as a reward. Tang Fong thought about it and felt that it was not a bad idea. Even if such a public election was monopolized, it would mean that there would be a dominating student in the class. This was a good thing for the Catacombs War. As for Fong Ping, Tang Fong did not think he had much hope. Sure. Fong Ping rubbed his palms together. Yang Xiaoman, who was sitting in front of him, turned around and whispered, "Are you crazy? Isn't this giving credits to others for no reason?" Chun Peng Fei and the others have a lot of supporters. Fong Ping snorted. "Everything depends on strength. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to them one by one and have a good talk with them. If they don't choose me, we'll see. As long as I can get 50 people, I'll gladly accept these 600+ credits." Fong Ping calculated for a while and whispered, "All 8 of you have to vote for me. 300 points a month. I'll take 200 points, and the rest will be yours." "Do you really think you can get it?" Fu Chanding asked in surprise. As for Fong Ping giving the 8 of them 100 credits a month, no one thought much of it. If they really wanted to rely on themselves, unless Yang Xiaoman and Chen Yinshi used a honey trap, they would not even think about getting a single credit. No matter who they voted for, they would not vote for the new students. "Of course I can get it. I just need to convince 42 people." Fong Ping did the math and said, "Give me a list of the students in the class later. Mark those who are popular." 42 people. He did not have to beat up everyone. Beating up the soul of a few small teams would be enough. In reality, the workload was not that big. Seeing that he was full of confidence, the others did not say anything else. It would be best if Fong Ping could do it. Everyone earned a little bit. It did not matter if he did not. If the 9 of them worked together, it might not be impossible sometimes. It was still worth it. Tang Fong did not care what they thought. He reminded them again about some matters and future arrangements. On the first day, there was no formal class. When his mouth was dry from all the talking, Tang Fong was ready to leave. Fong Ping suddenly said, "Instructor, are we not giving out credits today?" Tang Fong was stunned. Fong Ping said loudly, "This is considered the start of class. You won't go back on your words, will you?" Tang Fong was speechless. He said, "Yes, let's vote now. Hello, everyone. I'm Fong Ping. I participated in the MCMAU championship. I bled for the school and fought for 10% of CCMEU's resources. Will benefit a lot next semester. As soon as he said that, everyone was dumbfounded. How could this work? Fong Ping knew that everyone had not discussed and agreed on the first day. If they voted now, there was a high chance that they would split up. If he pulled in the other 8 new students, including himself, he would have 9 votes. If he showed his face, he would almost certainly get the first day's credits. He could also find out who was popular and had a high support rate. Tomorrow? No. Tonight he could visit them and have a talk. Tang Feng did not care about this. He looked at the time and said, "Quick, settle it in 3 minutes." Everyone had no choice but to start voting. Fong Ping kept repeating, "My name is Fong Ping. I bled for MCMEU." Fu Changding and the others had nothing to say. "Are you sure you've bled before?" However, Fong Ping stared at them. They did not know whether to laugh or cry. They could only vote for him. They did not expect to get credits on the first day. Soon, the voting ended. Tang Feng took the votes and flipped through them. He said, "Fong Ping, 16 votes. First place. Collect the credits yourself." After saying that, Tang Feng left immediately. Fong Ping hurried forward and took the voting results. He was ready to go back and take a look. He could find someone to talk to. Seeing how busy he was, Fu Changding sighed. "I knew it. He runs faster than anyone else when there are benefits. Usually, if you ask him to say one more word, he'll be tired. This guy is hopeless." Chun Yunshi whispered. "It might have something to do with his poor family." Fu Changding rolled his eyes. "Poor? I'm poor too. Can you support me?" Fong Ping was poor. How much money did he earn just from selling pills? 40 to 50 million, including the rewards from missions. Fong Ping had earned at least 50 million or more in the past half a year. Was he poor? If he was poor, were there any rich people in martial arts universities? Fu Changding did not continue the conversation. He changed the topic. "From tomorrow onwards, we'll officially get to know everything about the catacombs. Just thinking about it makes me excited. You guys talk. I'll go back first." As he spoke, Fong Ping returned. He said goodbye and left quickly. Seeing him leave in a hurry, Chun Yunshi could not help but say, "He's not really going to look for someone else, is he?" They looked at each other. Then, Fu Changding jogged and said, "What are you waiting for? Let's go watch the show." Fong Ping would never let such a great benefit go to someone else. There was going to be a good show. Everyone reacted and followed him. Fong Ping, who was in front, had already taken out his wooden box from the storage cabinet. He carried it and walked quickly toward the teaching block's entrance. Judging by his posture, he was going to block the entrance. Fu Changding and the others were stunned. There were almost 100 people, and he dared to block the entrance. This was not a group of aspiring martial artists, nor were they new students who had just enrolled. They were all rank 2 martial artists. If this was not courting death, then what was? Tang Songting also mumbled, "Is courting death a trend now?" The martial arts society's Qin Fengqin courted death every day, provoking the rank for Zhang Yu every day. Fu Changding was also courting death, but at least he was beaten up once before he became obedient. Now, Fong Ping, who was usually quite reliable, was starting to court death. Is this the true meaning of becoming stronger? Tang Songting was deep in thought. Was it courting death to become stronger, or courting death to become stronger? Chapter 196. At the entrance of the lecture hall, Fong Ping blocked the way and shouted, "Yu Xianghua, Zhang Ziwei, Chen Pengfei, brothers and sisters, can you come out and introduce yourselves?" The crowd that was about to disperse became noisy. What's this kid trying to do? Nonsense. It's obvious. He's either challenging to increase his ranking, or he wants everyone to support him and vote for him in the future. Yu Xianghua is ranked 3rd, Zhang Ziwei is 5th, and Chen Pengfei is 8th. Is he sure he's not looking for trouble? That might not be the case. He's a peak rank 2 martial artist who ranks in the top 20. After all, it's hard to say who will win. The crowd discussed in hushed voices. Soon, someone walked out from the crowd. He had a 2-pronged hairstyle and looked a little arrogant. The youth walked out and glanced at Fong Ping. He said coldly, "I'm Yu Xianghua." Fong Ping was about to speak when another person walked out from the side. It was a woman with a standard oval face and long hair tied up. She looked especially capable. The woman walked out and smiled faintly. Zhang Ziwei. Chen Pengfei. The last person was a big, strong man. Chen Pengfei walked out and said with a smile, Junior Fong, you've made such a big scene. What can I do for you? Fong Ping saw that all three of them had come out and said with a smile, Brothers and sisters, please don't misunderstand. I just took a look. The three of you have a total of 32 votes. I don't have to look to know that the three of you are not ordinary people. However, you are all sophomores and juniors. I don't think you lack credits, so I hope the three of you can support us newcomers. It's not easy to be a freshman. Yu Xianghua interrupted him directly. Cut the crap. You want to get credits, and so do we. We were just discussing whether we should have a good talk. Since you've come to us, it's simple. Let's have a match. If you lose, my friends and I will vote for you. If you win, you freshmen will vote for me. It's that simple. After saying that, he asked, Can you make the decision for them? Fong Ping turned to look at Fu Chanding and the others. Fu Chanding smiled and said, I have no objections. It doesn't matter who I vote for. The others also nodded slightly. Fong Ping was the strongest among the freshmen. If he lost, then the others would not stand a chance. It was the same. Seeing this, Fong Ping smiled. All right, I agree. He then turned to the other two and asked, What do the two of you think? Chen Pengfei crossed his arms and said nonchalantly, If you win against Yu Xianghua, I can also vote for you. It's not a big deal. But if you lose and you vote for Yu Xianghua, we won't get any benefits. How about this? If you lose, just give me 30 credits. How about that? Obviously, Chen Pengfei felt that there was no need for him to fight. Even if Fong Ping defeated Yu Xianghua, he would not be Fong Ping's match. If he lost to Yu Xianghua, he would lose his ticket. There was no point in fighting. 30 credits? Fong Ping smiled. Sure, but Senior Chen can't do it alone. If I win, you have to help me get at least 10 votes. How's that? Sure. From tomorrow until the end, we are all martial artists. Don't play those petty tricks. It's meaningless. Junior brother Fong is quite thoughtful. I really haven't thought about this problem. Chen Pengfei sneered. Fu Chanding, who was standing at the side, looked disappointed. Were these two not going to fight? What was the point of Fong Ping fighting Yu Xianghua? Fight Chen Pengfei. After dealing with Chen Pengfei, Fong Ping looked at the only girl among the three, Zhang Ziwei. She was also the only girl in MCMAU who entered the top 20 of the Rank 2 ranking list. Zhang Ziwei said lightly, If you want me to vote for you, it's simple. Win against me first. Other people's business has nothing to do with me. It was obvious that Zhang Ziwei did not think that Yu Xianghua could represent her. Yu Xianghua did not mind. He looked at Fong Ping and said, I'm not in MAU's Guxiong. Junior Fong, think carefully. If you get hurt and delay your progress, don't blame me for bullying you. How could I? Fong Ping chuckled. But I also want to mention that I have just entered Rank 3. Senior you won't mind me fighting a Rank 2 as a Rank 3, right? Rank 3? Everyone's expression changed slightly. There was some commotion in the crowd. Yu Xianghua and the others did not mind too much. Zhang Ziwei said lightly, There's no difference if you haven't entered upper stage Rank 3. Moreover, Rank 3 is also your strength. It's all about strength. Can you stop people from improving? There was no indignation or fear. They were all students. Fong Ping breaking through to Rank 3 was also due to his ability. Moreover, he was their junior. Even if there was a difference between upper stage Rank 3 and Rank 2, the difference was that the upper limit of vitality was slightly higher and the number of bones honed was slightly higher. There was no qualitative change. At this time, the explosive power of Fong Ping's combat techniques was equivalent to theirs. He would not hit them so hard that they could not defend themselves with a random move. Besides, Fong Ping breaking through to Rank 3 actually meant that he did not have much time to cultivate combat techniques. Instead, they were more afraid of Fong Ping, who was still at peak Rank 2. Just like the national championship, The two rank 2 martial artists were not as scary as peak rank 1 Han Su and Fong Wenxiang. Senior, you're bright. Fong Ping praised her and asked, then, who's going first? Someone in the crowd joked, Junior Fong is already rank 3. Why don't we go together? Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. Someone else goaded, a rank 3 against a rank 2. 1 against 2. That's normal. Otherwise, we won't be willing to vote for the junior. This was considered as changing the concept. Peak rank 2 Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei were ranked 3rd and 5th respectively. Either of them alone would not be weaker than the average middle stage rank 3 martial artist. If the two of them joined forces and encountered an upper stage rank 3 martial artist, they would not be completely defenseless. Although Fong Ping had entered rank 3, there was no qualitative change. He might not even be a match for them one-on-one, let alone 1 against 2. Against the average peak rank 2 martial artists who were not on the list, Fong Ping could easily take on 3 of them. He might even be able to take on 5 of them easily. However, against the 2 in front of him, Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua did not say anything. They looked at Fong Ping playfully. Someone in the crowd laughed again. Didn't Junior Fong say that he wanted to challenge the president? The president is a rank for martial artist. Could it be that this is where Junior Fong's confidence comes from? A rank 3 against a rank 2. If he's considering it, then a rank 3 against a rank 4. Ha. There were people in the martial arts society who could not stand Fong Ping's arrogance. A new student. Did he think this was a normal martial arts university? He had just entered the university, and he was already boasting that he wanted to challenge the president of the Martial Arts Society. What did he think the MCMU Martial Arts Society was? They were not familiar with each other before and did not know each other. That was fine. It was meaningless for these people to find fault with him. It was a waste of time. However, now that they met, Fong Ping was not really strong enough to make everyone feel hopeless. So what if they stabbed him a few times? Some of the peak rank 2 martial artists present were confident that they would not be afraid of Fong Ping even if they went up. MCMU had a total of 6 people in the top 20 of the rank 2 ranking. Other than Fong Ping and the other 3 people on the field, there were 2 more people present. There were also a few rank 2 martial artists on the list. Who would be afraid of Fong Ping once they were on the list? Fong Ping. Yang Xiaoman shouted and shook her head at Fong Ping. It was obvious that these seniors wanted to see Fong Ping make a fool of himself. They wanted to pressure the freshmen as well. When the national championship was announced, the freshmen were much more famous than them. Martial artists were not saints. How could there not be jealousy and displeasure? A bunch of rank 1 martial artists. What right did they have to be valued more than them? Fong Ping originally only wanted to fight with someone and show his strength. Yu Xianghua's rank 3 actually meant everything. However, he did not expect that someone would use it as a pretext and expand the meaning. Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei did not say anything. They might not really want to fight 2 against 1, but seeing that Fong Ping was in a difficult position, they were probably happy to see it happen. At this moment, Zhao Lei suddenly said, Fong Ping, count me in. 2 against 2. I'm just an early stage rank 2. It's not considered bullying. Fong Ping glanced at him, shook his head, and smiled. No need. Since everyone wants to see if I, Fong Ping, am really just an empty shell, then I won't hold back. Senior Yu, Senior Zhang, what do you think? Zhang Ziwei chuckled. Junior Fong, are you sure you want to do this? It's not embarrassing if I lose. If I win, I'll let everyone know that I, Fong Ping, rarely talk big. Yu Xianghua, what about you? Zhang Ziwei looked at Yu Xianghua. Yu Xianghua frowned slightly, but quickly calmed down. He said lightly, fine. Junior Fong has little experience. We'll fight with you. Both of them reached an agreement. The others retreated one after another. Some had already called their friends to come and watch the show. Freshmen nowadays really did not know their limits. Rank 3 sounded like a boost, but a guy who had just entered rank 3 challenging 2 of the top 10 rank 2 martial artists in the National Martial Arts University. Did he really think that these 2 had not defeated rank 3 martial artists before? Yu Xianghua's strength was stronger than the average middle stage rank 3 martial artist. Zhang Ziwei was not far behind. MCMAU was a gathering place for geniuses. Who among these people was not a genius among geniuses? As everyone retreated, Fang Ping exhaled slightly. His expression was slightly solemn. Bare-handed or with a weapon? Up to you. A real battle doesn't care about these things. As Yu Xianghua spoke, he had already taken his eyebrows short staff from someone else's hand. Zhang Ziwei unsheathed her sword and tossed the scabbard to someone beside her. Seeing that, Fang Ping did not hesitate. He quickly assembled his Changdao. Fang Ping is too impatient, Yang Xiaoman said with a frown. Fang Ping entering rank 3 was shocking. However, he had just entered rank 3. His accumulation in peak rank 2 was not that strong. Now that he was fighting 1 against 2, no one had high hopes for him. Fu Changding also sighed. He's too full of himself. This guy really, he's thrice honed. He might have a chance, right? Chen Yunxi said unconfidently. His vitality has only increased a little. But vitality isn't the only thing that matters in a battle. Otherwise, why would vitality martial artists be looked down upon? The few of them discussed in low voices. The area around Fang Ping and the other 2 was empty. School of Weaponry, Freshman Fang Ping. Please advise me. School of Weaponry, Junior Yu Xianghua. School of Weaponry, Sophomore Zhang Ziwei. The 3 of them introduced themselves and saluted. In the next moment, the 3 of them moved at the same time. Yu Xianghua's short staff swept horizontally, aiming for Fang Ping's lower body. Zhang Ziwei cooperated well with him. In an instant, her long sword stabbed toward Fang Ping's throat, one above and one below, sealing off Fang Ping's path forward. Fang Ping's movements were not slow. He stepped on the ground with the tip of his foot, his Changdao slashing toward Zhang Ziwei. Zhang Ziwei was unfazed. She maintained her attack. Yu Xianghua's short staff could not be dodged so easily. As expected, Fang Ping had just stepped into the air when Yu Xianghua's short staff appeared at the side of Fang Ping's waist with a loud whistling sound. At this moment, the short staff was aimed at his waist, while the long sword was aimed at his heart instead of his throat. Fang Ping's right foot stepped on the air again, his body rising a little. His left leg swept toward the short staff, and the Changdao in his hand quickly slashed down at the longsword. Clang! A loud sound. Zhang Ziwei's longsword tilted and slashed past Fang Ping's side. Yu Xianghua's short staff, on the other hand, hit the bottom of Fang Ping's foot. Fang Ping used the force to step back and flew backward. In the next moment, Fang Ping landed on the ground. He took a few steps back, the tiles under his feet shattering. However, Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua did not stop. They moved their feet and appeared in front of Fang Ping in the blink of an eye. One move, and he's at a disadvantage. Fu Changding sighed. Fang Ping's current situation was very bad. Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua were working together. Fang Ping could defend against one, but not the other. It was already difficult enough to defend against one, but with 2 of them together, Fang Ping was completely at a disadvantage. The onlookers also shook their heads. Someone chuckled and said, 1 against 2. I'm afraid our junior Fang will think that they're 2 rank 2 vitality martial artists. While the crowd was talking, Fang Ping, who had been retreating, suddenly grabbed Yu Xianghua's short staff with his left hand and wielded his saber with his right. The saber moved like a phantom and instantly slashed toward Zhang Ziwei's head. Zhang Ziwei's expression changed slightly. She held her sword and took a step back. Just as she retreated, her expression changed again. She quickly wielded her sword and attacked Fang Ping's face. However, Fang Ping held on tightly to the short staff. He stomped on the ground with his heel, creating a deep hole in the ground. He used the force to retreat with Yu Xianghua. The Changdao that had been slashing toward Zhang Ziwei suddenly changed direction and hit Yu Xianghua's left arm horizontally. Yu Xianghua growled and exerted force in both arms. The short staff shook Fang Ping's left arm until it was bloody, but Fang Ping did not care. He took another step and dodged Zhang Ziwei. In the next second, the Changdao quickly hit Yu Xianghua's left arm. Yu Xianghua's expression suddenly turned to one of mockery. The muscles on his left arm bulged rapidly. The Changdao hit, and a crisp dong sounded. Childish. Yu Xianghua snorted and said 2 words. He was ranked 3rd in rank 2 for nothing. Did Fong Ping really think that he was weak? Now that Fong Ping's left arm was injured, his plan to severely injure him had failed. Yu Xianghua could not think of a reason for him to turn the tables. As for Zhang Ziwei, who had been forced to retreat, she quickly chased after him with her sword. The tip of her sword was already stabbing toward Fong Ping's chest. Fong Ping's left hand was still wrestling with Yu Xianghua. His right hand was wielding a saber. Seeing that he could not defend, Yu Xianghua increased the force in his hand again, forcing Fong Ping to stay where he was. If he retreated and diverted the force, Yu Xianghua would be able to pull out his staff and break his spine. If he did not retreat, Zhang Ziwei's sword would pierce through his sternum. He was in a difficult position. Chun Yunxi and the others watched from the side with worry. Fong Ping was in trouble now. Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua obviously had no intention of holding back. Even if they did not severely injure Fong Ping, his injuries would not be light. However, the crowd did not notice that Zhang Ziwei's expression changed again as she approached him with her sword. Fong Ping ignored her. Just as she was about to stab him with her sword, Fong Ping generously exposed his sternum to block. The Changdao that had failed to hit him earlier suddenly sped up again, a faint red glow emitting from the blade. Yu Xianghua was wrestling with Fong Ping at that moment, focusing all his strength on the short staff. Just as Zhang Ziwei stabbed Fong Ping's Changdao appeared like a phantom at Yu Xianghua's waist. A muffled bang was heard. Yu Xianghua raised his left arm to block again, but this time his whole body trembled. The trembling had not stopped when a few more bangs were heard. A huge force came from the back of the saber, slapping Yu Xianghua's left arm until it creaked. In pain, Yu Xianghua loosened his grip. Fong Ping's left hand pushed out, pushing the force along the short staff and pushing Yu Xianghua back a few steps. Yu Xianghua retreated continuously, putting a distance between him and Fong Ping. At that moment, Zhang Ziwei had already pulled out her sword and was stabbing at him again. The stab just now had hit Fong Ping's chest, but it had created a huge resistance. Fong Ping had already condensed his blood to defend, and his sternum had been honed, so he was not seriously injured. Fong Ping had taken the opportunity to push Yu Xianghua back. Clearly, his efforts were not in vain. In the midst of everyone's dazzled eyes, while Yu Xianghua was still retreating, Fong Ping's toes touched the ground again. His bloodied left hand drew a series of afterimages in the air. Clang, 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 a rapid sound was heard. Fong Ping slapped the long sword away with his left hand and abandoned the saber with his right. Taking advantage of the gap in the long sword's movement, he hammered Zhang Ziwei's chest. Zhang Ziwei retreated quickly, but Fong Ping was chasing after her. With a roar, the red glow in his hands was almost visible to the naked eye. In the blink of an eye, everyone saw Fong Ping catch up to Zhang Ziwei. Like a ferocious tiger coming down the mountain, he hammered both of his hands into the other's chest. Zhang Ziwei blocked with her arm, but the hammered arm was bleeding profusely. Her whole body kept flying backward. The people behind her scattered hurriedly. Yu Xianghua, who was behind Fong Ping, also roared and chased after him, staff in hand. However, it was already too late. Fong Ping roared again. Under the night sky, his fists emitted an even brighter red glow. In the blink of an eye, he hammered 7 or 8 times. Crack! The sound of bones breaking could be heard. Zhang Ziwei's arm suddenly drooped limply. Fong Ping growled again and punched with both fists, sending Zhang Ziwei flying backward. She hit the wall behind her and slowly fell to the ground. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. When everyone came back to their senses, Fong Ping had already turned around to fight Yu Xianghua. Fong Ping, who had abandoned his saber, was even more agile. His footsteps left afterimages in the air as he circled around Yu Xianghua and hammered him with heavy punches. Everyone was a little stunned. This turn of events happened too quickly. It was obvious that Fong Ping was at a disadvantage. However, no one expected that Fang Ping's target from the beginning was not Yu Xianghua, but Zhang Ziwei. When Yu Xianghua was pushed back, Fang Ping seized the opportunity and punched with both fists using manic explosion, breaking Zhang Ziwei's bones and severely injuring her. "How did he do it?" someone exclaimed. It was not how Fang Ping defeated Zhang Ziwei, but how Fang Ping could wrestle with Yu Xianghua and still have the strength to defend against Zhang Ziwei's sword. Yu Xianghua being pushed back and Zhang Ziwei being severely injured had something to do with the sword's futility. If not, the two of them would not have been so easily deceived. Vitality. Someone whispered two words. Endless vitality. Endless vitality force surged out of his left hand, defending against Yu Xianghua. Vitality condensed in his chest, preventing the sword from severely injuring him. His right hand still had the strength to slap Yu Xianghua, almost breaking the bones in his left arm. These were all offensive and defensive techniques that consumed a lot of vitality. A normal martial artist would not be able to take care of all three aspects at the same time. Fang Ping did it. How much is his vitality? Did he take a pill in advance? But this transformation speed is too fast. In the midst of everyone's confusion, Fang Ping was no longer using tactics with Yu Xianghua. Relying on his strong vitality force, his fists kept throwing out consecutive slashes. Yu Xianghua could not block it at all. He could not fight Fang Ping head-on. He kept retreating and retreating. No one knew how many times Fang Ping had hammered. In the end, Yu Xianghua's hand trembled and his staff fell. Fang Ping punched his opponent's chest and sent him flying. Yu Xianghua, who fell to the ground, spat out a mouthful of blood. His hands were still trembling. On the other side, Zhang Ziwei was also shakily helped up. She clutched her chest and looked at Fang Ping, the corner of her mouth stained with blood. "Thanks for letting me win." Fang Ping's aura was like a rainbow. Even though his chest and left hand were stained with blood, he was ignored. Chapter 197. Fang Ping's aura was unstoppable. His gaze swept across the crowd, and he smiled faintly. "Those who think that I, Fang Ping, am not qualified to take these credits can continue to fight." As Fang Ping spoke, his gaze turned toward the few people who had been gossiping. Their expressions changed slightly, but no one made a sound. Chen Pingfei glanced at Yu Xianghua and the other man, then at Fang Ping. He suddenly said, "If you don't mind, can you tell me how high your vitality is?" "About 600 calories." Chen Pingfei's expression changed slightly. He nodded and did not ask any more questions. Peak rank, two martial artists who were twice honed would not exceed 500 calories, no matter how high they were. In reality, the normal limit was 480 calories, and this was for twice-honed martial artists. An average martial artist's vitality was only around 400 calories. Fang Ping's vitality had reached 600 calories. When he unleashed an outburst, his power was greater and he could last longer. In addition, he had entered rank 3. His vitality limit had increased, and so had his physique. Of course, this was not the reason why the two of them were defeated. The main reason was that Fang Ping's vitality was as high as 600 calories, and he could even continuously recover his vitality. In the end, Yu Xianghua was almost completely suppressed and had no strength to fight back. Even if he wanted to use a big move, Fang Ping did not give him the chance. He slashed continuously without stopping in between. Yu Xianghua did not even have the chance to gather his strength. As for dodging and escaping, what was the point of sparring then? It was already 2 against 1, so it would be even more embarrassing to run and hide. Moreover, Fang Ping was not slow. The explosive power of his consecutive slashes was not too great. His main strength lay in the fact that he could slash continuously. However, Fang Ping had put in a lot of effort into his stepping techniques. These days, he had been practicing his stepping techniques in his free time. According to Fang Ping's plan, even if he could not defeat them, he would still be able to outrun them. Coupled with his continuous vitality, he could outrun a large group of martial artists who were as fast as him. His speed was not slow, and he kept slashing. This kind of martial artist was extremely difficult to deal with. Unless he could severely injure Fong Ping in one move, there was almost no hope of winning. Fong Ping saw that everyone was silent. He sneered and said nothing. Everyone thought that it was difficult for him to defeat Gu Xiong. Yes, it was difficult, but that was because he did not use his wealth to replenish his vitality. That time, Fong Ping had relied on himself to fight. But now that he was fighting 1 against 2, he would be an idiot if he still insisted on this idea. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't want to appear too cowardly, he wouldn't have needed to get injured to lure Zhang Ziwei into the trap. He could have just engaged in a battle of attrition and dragged the two of them to death. He had dealt with Zhang Ziwei quickly. He had suffered some minor injuries, but this was still tolerable. It was also the main reason why he had ended the battle quickly. "I'll vote for you from now on." Yu Xianghua picked up the short stick, and without another word, he quickly left, his footsteps somewhat unsteady. Some of the bones in his left arm were fractured, and his chest was severely injured. It would take at least a week for him to fight again. As for Zhang Ziwei, her injuries were more serious. Fong Ping had not held back at all in order to finish off an opponent earlier. Zhang Ziwei's arm was not fractured, but it was really fractured. Without a good healing pill and a grade 2 bone tempering pill, he wouldn't be able to recover even after a month. As for the final 2 punches, Yang Xiaoman and the others had a strange look in their eyes at this moment. Zhang Ziwei found it difficult to even speak. She glanced at Fong Ping and slowly walked away with the help of a girl. After the two of them left, Chen Pengfei chuckled. "Don't look at me. I'm probably not your opponent. Voting is a small matter. You, on the other hand, are destined to fight CLA. It's only a matter of time." Zhang Ziwei is his girlfriend. TSK, you beat her up like this. If I were CLA, I'd come looking for you tonight. Chen Pengfei chuckled. Fong Ping did not go easy on her. He had beaten up CLA's girlfriend until her chest caved in. If it were him, he would probably come looking for revenge immediately. Fong Ping frowned slightly. Then he said calmly, "If he really comes, I'll take him on." If CLA really came looking for him, Fong Ping would definitely not be his opponent. When that happened, Fong Ping could not be blamed for killing him. Fong Ping would definitely not agree to go to the arena. A chase was fine. At most, he would run for a few hours. Even if Fong Ping could not beat CLA to death, he would tire him out. Chen Pengfei laughed loudly. He did not say anything else and walked away. Fu Changding looked unhappy. Chen Pengfei suddenly turned his head and said, "Fu Changding, is your butt healed? Bastard." Fu Changding was so angry that he looked like he was going to fight him to the death. Chen Pengfei laughed loudly and left quickly. He did not want to tangle with him. The others were about to leave when Fong Ping suddenly said, "Before the start of the next semester, I'll challenge the president of the Martial Arts Society. Everyone better pray that you won't be working under me." Fong Ping snorted, picked up his Changdao, and walked away. Did a bunch of old guys not know that one should not bully the young for being poor? He was only a freshman. If he could not become the president in his freshman year, what about in his sophomore year? These guys had not even graduated yet. Now, they were gossiping about him. If he became the president of the Martial Arts Society, everyone looked at each other. After a while, someone said helplessly, "Is it possible for a sophomore to advance to rank 4? If he advanced to rank 4, he would definitely become the president." Someone coughed dryly and said, "Let the president hold on a little longer. He won't retire until he graduates. We're all juniors now. When he becomes the president, it'll have nothing to do with us." Everyone looked at each other. Some of the juniors looked like they agreed. If Zhang Yu did not retire before he graduated, then Fong Ping would not be promoted. Who was afraid that Fong Ping would make things difficult for them? As for those who were still in their sophomore year, they had to pray for the best. Who knew? There might be some strong people in their sophomore year. Compared to Fong Ping, CLA had a higher chance of becoming the president. Luckily, he hit Zhang Ziwei. Someone laughed. After beating up Zhang Ziwei, Fong Ping had truly created an opponent for himself. CLA might not find trouble with him now, but once he advanced to upper stage rank 3, CLA would definitely find trouble with him. His girlfriend had been beaten up so badly, and he did not even know if her chest had collapsed. Any man could not stand it. Fong Ping, Are you okay? On the other side, Chun Yunchi saw that his left hand was covered in blood. There were also bloodstains on his chest. She could not help but ask. Fong Ping shook his head and said nonchalantly, "It's just a few broken bones. My vitality has been depleted. I can't afford a rank 2 bone-honing pill anyway. I'll just wait for my bones to heal themselves." Broken bones? Yeah, just a few broken bones. It's not a big deal. Then, Yunshi, Yang Xiaoman shouted. She glared at Fong Ping and said angrily, "Can you not bully an honest person?" Fong Ping looked surprised. He asked curiously, "What happened to me?" Yang Xiaoman was speechless. "What happened to you? Why are you acting pitiful? Do you really think we can't tell?" Fong Ping looked confused. He said gloomily, "Who did I bully? My bones are broken, but they're my own. I just don't have money. I'm a poor person. The children of poor families take charge of their own affairs at an early age. They can endure pain and suffer. I'm used to it." Fu Changding felt like he wanted to die. He interrupted, "That's enough. Don't try to fool Yunshi. If your bones are really broken, take out a few dozen bone-honing pills and swallow them right now." He did not know Fong Ping well enough. If he was seriously injured, this guy would be extremely generous to him. Chun Yunshi had also reacted. Her face was flushed, obviously angry. Fong Ping was helpless. "I was just saying, I'll fool as many as I can. Why are all of you doing this? I didn't fool anyone, okay? You guys don't understand me at all. Forget it. There's no point in saying more. I, Fong Ping, will bear all the pain alone." "Stop!" Fu Changding interrupted him again. He did not continue the topic, but went back to the main topic. "When did you break through rank 3? When I returned to school? Why didn't you tell me?" "Nonsense. You didn't even ask. Wouldn't it be a blow to you guys if I told you?" There was nothing wrong with what he said. It was a blow to them. Rank 3, the few of them sighed. They were a little hopeless from the blow. Their freshman year was not over yet. They could not continue this topic. Fu Changding asked again, "What do you think about the team?" Fong Ping said as he walked, "What else can I think? We're all freshmen. Will the seniors bring us into the team? If they really want to join, I have no problem. I'm afraid no one will say no. But forget it. It's boring. Let's continue to form a team." As he said that, Fong Ping looked at Zhao Lei, who had been silent all this while. He said, "Ask your instructor to open the back door for us. He's pretty much in charge of the school's daily affairs now. There are 2 students in our team. After all, it shouldn't be hard to give us a few thousand credits." Zhao Lei did not look at him, nor did he reply. Yang Xiaoman was speechless. "You go and say it yourself. If you don't die, we can try again." "Heh, do you think I'm stupid? Go and seek death on my own accord?" After some thought, Fong Ping sighed again. "The instructors are not doing their best. My instructor is also very stingy," Zhao Xuemei explained softly. "The instructor is quite nice. The day before yesterday, he gave me 10 rank 2 bone-honing pills at half price." Fong Ping. "That's too much." Fong Ping's expression changed again and again. Old Liu was blatantly bullying him and discriminating against him. Everyone held back their laughter. He deserved it. Lu Fengru saw him selling pills every day. Obviously, she would not give him pills at half price and let him resell them. Zhao Xuemei was different. She cultivated seriously and had never done such a thing. Her character was guaranteed. As for Fong Ping, moreover, Fong Ping did not lack pills. At least, that was what Lu Fengru thought. She had never seen Fong Ping's progress stop because of a lack of resources. If Fong Ping could not increase his rank now because he lacked pills, Lu Fengru would not be like this. What the instructors needed to do was to provide help in times of need, not to add flowers to a brocade and waste limited resources. When Fong Ping and the others returned to their dormitory, the news that Fong Ping had defeated Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei spread like wildfire. Martial Arts Society. Zhou Yin looked at Zhang Yu, who was still handling documents, and could not help saying, "Fong Ping is rank 3 now." "Yes, his freshman year hasn't ended yet. What are you trying to say? His progress is too fast, even faster than NMEU's Wang Jinyang. I'm worried that he'll achieve peak rank 3 soon. Then, Zhang Yu put down his pen and looked up. Worried that I'll lose to him? No. Zhou Yin shook her head, but she was still slightly worried. Why don't you leave the martial arts society and focus on cultivation? You haven't achieved middle stage rank 4 yet. I heard that Wang Jinyang has achieved middle stage rank 4. He broke through later than you. Once one reached rank 4, their progress would slow down. Wang Jinyang broke through in October last year. It was April now. It had only been half a year, but he had already become a middle stage rank for martial artist. Zhang Yu had broken through in May last year. It had been almost a year now. His inability to break through had something to do with him staying in the martial arts society. Zhang Yu smiled faintly. Are you afraid that Fang Ping will catch up to my progress? He's only just achieved rank 3. Do you really think he can surpass me? Zhou Yin was speechless, but she quickly said, if he can't, what about Qin Fengqing? That guy is now peak rank 3. He can achieve rank 4 at any time. If he really loses to Fang Ping, I don't think it's a big deal. But if he loses to Qin Fengqing with that temper of his, don't even think about stopping. It's not the first time you've beaten him up. Zhang Yu's expression changed slightly. That's sticky candy. If Qin Fengqing really achieved rank 4, it would not end with just a fight. Zhang Yu had no doubt that if Qin Fengqing really became the president of the Martial Arts Society, the Martial Arts Society would become a wet market, with fights breaking out every day. Taking a deep breath, Zhang Yu said in a low voice, it's time to cultivate. I've achieved rank 4 for almost a year. During this time, pay more attention to the Martial Arts Society. I'll go to the catacombs first. When I come back, I'll break through to middle stage rank 4. As for Fang Ping, that kid was still far from it. If he was not upper stage rank 3, he would not feel any pressure. Zhou Yin nodded. She sighed and said, Qin Fengqing of the same batch, CLA of the sophomore year, Fang Ping of the freshman year. President, I think it will be difficult for you to hold on to your position as president for the next year. She did not underestimate Zhang Yu, but the others were trying their best to catch up. If this went on, the progress of rank 4 was already slow. Once someone caught up, they would definitely come to challenge Zhang Yu. The position of MCMAU Martial Arts Society president was not that easy to sit on. Other than that, the university's rank 5 students were about to graduate at the end of this semester. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, if Zhang Yu could not achieve rank 5 before graduation, then the university's rank 5 students might be cut off for the next year. The new students were getting stronger, but the older students were getting weaker. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, Zhang Yu would probably be criticized. Zhou Yin did not say this out loud, but Zhang Yu knew it in his heart. Yes, it was almost the graduation season. The few rank 5 seniors in the senior year were about to leave. In fact, those few were not in the university now. They were either in other places or in the catacombs. They were still MCMU students, though. Once they graduated, they would be graduates. The university's rank 5 students would be gone in an instant. His mind was in a mess when Zhang Yu suddenly said, What do you think about letting Fang Ping join the Martial Arts Society? Join the Martial Arts Society? If he joins as the vice president, both he and CLA will have hopes of achieving rank 5 before graduation. Zhang Yu said softly, Actually, it doesn't matter if I'm the president or not. However, the president of CCMAU's Martial Arts Society has already achieved peak rank 4. NMU's Wang Jinyang has also achieved middle stage rank 4. SNMU's president is also about to achieve middle stage rank 4. At the end of this year, martial arts universities will hold a championship. However, from what I know, it might not be a new student championship, but a martial arts society championship. The first championship was handed over to the new students to decide the outcome. The second championship might not be the same. Whether a university was strong or not depended on the student powerhouses that emerged from their student training. The Martial Arts Society was the representative of the student powerhouses. Zhang Yu deduced that the championship at the end of this year might be the Martial Arts Society's representative. Zhou Yin did not know what to say. MCMU students from the previous years were all showing their talents now. However, they, who were about to become seniors, seemed a little weak. Zhang Yu might also feel a little powerless. Regarding Zhang Yu's suggestion, Zhou Yin thought for a while before saying, We'll see next semester. Also, don't lose to Fong Ping, or else, Zhang Yu chuckled. I won't. Chapter 198. What happened on the first night was known by the whole school the next day. When he arrived at the classroom during the day, the students in the class all had strange looks in their eyes. Rank 3. Before the end of his freshman year, Fong Ping had already stepped into rank 3. This kind of speed put others to shame. There were not many rank 3 martial artists in the entire MCMAU. At the end of the semester, there would be even fewer seniors graduating. Currently, many rank 3 martial artists were year 4 students. It was not only MCMAU that was like this, but other schools as well. At the end of the semester, every school would fall into a temporary trough. At that time, other than a limited number of rank 4 martial artists, there would not be more than 50 rank 3 martial artists in MCMAU. In the coming year, this figure would continue to rise. In other words, by the next semester, Fong Ping would be considered a big shot among the students. For example, when Fong Ping had just entered the university, Qin Fengqing had just achieved rank 3. At that time, Qin Fengqing was considered one of the top students in the university. Otherwise, he would not have become the vice president. In fact, it was even more obvious this time. Currently, Qin Fengqing's batch of juniors were not as good as the current batch of seniors. There were many prodigies among MCMAU's current batch of seniors. Whether or not Qin Fengqing's performance would be even more outstanding would depend on how many experts would emerge in the final year. Fong Ping did not care about everyone's gazes. He listened attentively to the lecture and then dozed off. Fong Ping was looking forward to the Catacombs general knowledge class at night. Previously, Bai Ruashi had talked a little about it, but not too much. Most of it was superficial. Speaking of Bai Ruashi, Fong Ping suddenly turned his head and said, I haven't seen teacher Bai recently. Is she not in school? Chun Yunshi was in a daze when Fong Ping suddenly scratched his head, startling her. She inhaled slightly and said, He went out. What a pity. Chun Yunshi looked doubtful. Fong Ping lamented, Then it won't be instructor Bai coming to class tonight. I hope it won't be old Tang. It was a class after all, so it was better for the teacher to be pleasing to the eye. If Tang Feng really came to teach, Fong Ping would lose all hope. However, when he thought about it, it was unlikely. Peak rank 6 Tang Feng was not that free. The students of the special training class were actually looking forward to the evening class. Everyone now knew about the catacombs. However, he really did not know the specifics. He only had a vague understanding. The rank 2 martial artists dozed off during the day's lessons. After dinner, all of them were in high spirits and quickly ran to the teaching building. In the classroom, everyone sat obediently, each holding a notebook to take notes, some holding a mobile phone to take photos. At this time, there was a bit of a university atmosphere. Previously, all of them looked like gangsters. Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei had arrived as well. Their faces were still a little pale. They did not look at Fong Ping as they entered the classroom, minding their own business as they walked to their own circle of friends. Fong Ping was not in the mood to entertain them. He sat upright and still, waiting for the teacher to enter the door. They didn't have to wait for long. Soon, an old teacher with white hair entered the room. Hello, my name is Yu Bo. The old teacher's attitude was very gentle. He smiled and introduced himself. Then he said, Next, I'll be teaching you the history of the catacombs. The history of the catacombs can be traced back to the distant past. The old professor's first sentence attracted everyone's attention. Someone couldn't help but say, Teacher, it's not 1920. The old professor smiled and said, 1920 was the third entrance to the catacombs that was opened, not the first. Tracing back, the first entrance to the catacombs was clearly recorded to have been discovered in 1303. Or should I say, even earlier. In 1303, there was a huge earthquake in Xishan province. According to the history of the Yuan dynasty, the earth split into a canal, and the people were crushed to death. 700 years? Everyone was shocked. Bai Ruashi did not mention that the first entrance to the catacombs was discovered 700 years ago. The old professor smiled and said, It's just our deduction. It might not be true. After all, we don't know what happened 700 years ago. However, our deduction is based on evidence. There's a sect in Shishan called Guangxing Temple. It's been around for thousands of years. According to the Guangxing Temple's records, as well as the records of the predecessors, 700 years ago, the predecessors of Guangxing Temple discovered the world of immortals. Everyone's interest was instantly aroused. The world of immortals? Yes. According to the predecessors of Guangxing Temple, the discovery of the world of immortals was also an accident. An expert from Guangxing Temple stepped into the world of immortals. After that, he returned. Not long after he returned, there was a huge earthquake. The predecessors who discovered the world of immortals and returned were severely injured in the earthquake. After that, they kept repeating the words mortals should not covet it, and the immortals and gods will punish the human world. After that, the predecessors died in fear. From this, we can deduce that the predecessors of Guangxing Temple discovered the entrance to the catacombs. After that, the entrance to the catacombs expanded violently, causing the earthquake. Other than that, the first entrance is in Shishan province. This is also a clear proof. Fong Ping was slightly puzzled. He asked, "Teacher, then in the past 700 years, there have been no catacombs creatures invading?" The old professor smiled and said, "This is not strange. The catacombs are huge, so huge that we can't explore them. When the entrance to the catacombs appeared, the creatures might not have known. When the catacombs' abnormal movements caused disasters, it was not only a man-made disaster but also a natural disaster. As long as the entrance expanded, it would cause a disaster on Earth. Therefore, the earthquake was not purely because the catacombs creatures attacked the entrance. In fact, the entrance to the catacombs was also expanding. When the first entrance appeared, it was not surprising that the catacombs creatures did not discover it. Their social system is similar to our historical dynasty. At that time, it was understandable that the catacombs creatures could not find the entrance. Also, even if they found it, they might not be able to break through the entrance. The old professor continued, "Why do the catacombs creatures want to attack the catacombs entrance? It is because they are restricted. There is actually a space separation between Earth and the catacombs. You can think of it as a space-time tunnel or a teleportation array. After many years of research, we found that this may be a one-way tunnel. Humans can enter it voluntarily, but if the catacombs creatures want to enter Earth, they need to break through the space separation." As the old professor spoke, he once again mocked himself. Perhaps this is a form of compensation the universe gives to the weak. The weak can enter the domain of the strong because they can't affect anything. But for the strong to enter the domain of the weak, they have to pay a certain price to prevent the weak from going extinct. When the first entrance appeared, it could have been the catacombs creatures. They did not have the ability to break through this boundary. We suspect that the power of this space separation has been declining for the past 700 years. 700 years ago, this power might have been very strong. It was so strong that even a rank 9 powerhouse could not break through. Now, it has reached the point where a rank 3 martial artist can break through. Fong Ping's expression changed slightly. He asked again, "Teacher, do you mean that the power of this isolation is still weakening, and in the future, rank 1 martial artist may be able to break through it?" "It should be so." The old professor sighed. "This situation is actually very obvious. The strange movements in the catacombs in recent years have something to do with this. In the past, the power of the isolation was strong. Many catacombs creatures were actually not very enthusiastic about attacking the catacombs door. After all, to walk out of the catacombs, they needed the ability of rank 3 and above. But now, once the power of the isolation is weakened again, it means that the catacombs army can march straight in." Everyone did not feel too much, but someone asked curiously, "The catacombs door was not opened by the catacombs creatures?" The old professor shook his head. "I'm not sure. It might not have been in the beginning, but now, according to the powerhouses, it has something to do with the catacombs creatures. In the beginning, this kind of space tunnel might have appeared unintentionally. After the catacombs creatures found out about the tunnel, it was a new world. The catacombs' powerhouses may have taken the initiative to open the tunnel. This is because the speed at which the entrances have appeared in the past few years has been too fast, and they have all appeared in a planned pattern. Fu Chanding was shocked. Doesn't this mean that there are powerhouses in the catacombs who can break through space? The old professor chuckled. You don't have to scare yourself. You don't understand the concept of breaking through space. It is a power that is so extreme that it cannot be achieved. Even the center of the explosion of a nuclear bomb cannot break through space. If such a powerhouse really appeared, wouldn't the human race have gone extinct a long time ago? We speculate that the catacombs door was originally a space tunnel that was hidden. Then it was discovered by the other party. Then it was used and slowly developed, finally forming the catacombs door. If this is the case, the catacombs powerhouses are not invincible and destructive powerhouses. This is because our Grandmaster powerhouses can actually make use of the catacombs door. If many Grandmaster powerhouses join forces, they can also temporarily seal this tunnel. Over at Tiannan, it is currently in a state of lockdown. Of course, a huge price has to be paid. Unless it is an emergency, Grandmasters will not do this. Moreover, it is only a temporary seal. Once a powerhouse from the other side attacks, the boundary will be broken very quickly. The reason I'm saying all this is to tell everyone that if our Grandmasters can temporarily seal the tunnel and the catacombs powerhouses can expand it, then the consequences will not be catastrophic. The old professor's meaning was very clear. If Grandmasters could do it, the catacombs creatures expanding the tunnel should also be within the limits of Grandmasters. As the old professor continued to explain, Fong Ping and the others rarely asked questions. Instead, they listened attentively. The first catacombs entrance was in Shishan. It should have appeared 700 years ago. The second catacombs entrance was in Shiwei. It should have appeared 450 years ago. After that, the third entrance appeared. In the northwest region Shiyuan province, a huge earthquake occurred in 1920. This was the clearest recorded appearance of the catacombs entrance. The first few entrances all appeared in the west. Then, they appeared in the north and east one after another. Now, according to speculation, the next entrance's appearance would appear in the south. This was the traceable history of the catacombs. The old professor also shared some speculations in the industry. Some people speculate that this is actually a sign of the fusion of the worlds. Before the fusion, the space will be turbulent. The opening of each tunnel will cause natural disasters. This is caused by the fluctuations of the space. Of course, this speculation can't be confirmed for now. According to their theory, in this case, in the end, there will be no more catacombs entrances. Because the worlds will fuse, the two worlds will become one, just like the various continents now becoming one world. Everyone could not help but think, if they really fused into one, how terrifying would that be? The catacombs was obviously much stronger than the human world. As they were thinking, the old professor laughed again. Actually, many people are eager to fuse. If they really fuse, some of the rules may be broken. For example, their immortality when they enter Earth. The catacombs are not the era of technology. Once they lose their immortality, do you think that the catacombs will definitely win against humans? Of course, this is just speculation. We can't take the risk. Those who take the risk are evil sects. The old professor's tone became cold. Many evil sect martial artists have this mentality. Open the entrances and let the catacombs creatures invade. Maybe if there are more catacombs creatures, the fusion of the worlds will speed up. These people are no longer fit to be called humans. Don't they know how many humans will die once the entrances are opened? Just to satisfy their fantasies and speculations, they have to experiment with the survival of humans. It's not like the catacombs creatures have never invaded before. The result was a massacre, an endless massacre. Someone actually came up with a strange idea. When more people die, the vitality force they emit is a necessary condition to open the passageway. According to them, when billions of people die, the passageway will be fully opened and the worlds will begin to fuse. Some ambitious people are even considering using the power of science and technology to conquer the catacombs after the fusion. How ridiculous, how pathetic. Fong Ping could not help but feel a chill in his heart. At this moment, he finally knew what evil sect martial artists were. Teacher, are you saying that the evil sect's aim is to let the catacombs creatures invade, slaughter humans, and then wait for the worlds to fuse? Not all, but some evil sects have this aim. Someone could not help but curse. They're crazy. If all humans die, even if they conquer the catacombs, what's the point? The old professor shook his head. They're lunatics. What does it have to do with them if everyone else dies? There are lunatics, ambitious people, and cowards in the evil sects. In short, if you meet them and kill all of them, there might be injustice, but if you kill 9 out of 10, there will definitely be fish that slip through the net. These people's deaths are not to be regretted. If you meet them outside in the future, don't feel guilty no matter how many you kill. Many of these rank 2 martial artists had done missions and encountered evil sect martial artists before. Departments like the military department killed evil sect martial artists without mercy. There were almost no requests to arrest them. In the past, everyone thought that it was too cruel. Now that they knew the evil sect's aim, everyone instantly felt that those people deserved to die. Countless soldiers and martial artists were resisting the catacombs invasion at the front line. These people actually had the idea of letting them enter Earth. When the time came, even if the world rules were really broken and the catacombs creatures could be killed, how many people would die? A few 100 million? A few billion? It might even be the price of humanity's extinction. In this hour, the old professor talked about the origin of the catacombs, talked about evil sects, and talked about the current 22 entrances and branch locations in Sino Nation. He also talked about many speculations and judgments in the industry, as well as some sect matters. For example, Guangxing Temple, the first sect to discover the catacombs entrance, still existed today. In Xishan, Guangxing Temple still had a grandmaster powerhouse keeping watch. It was also one of the pillars of the sect world. Everyone listened with great interest. Before they knew it, the time was up. The old professor smiled and said, "We'll continue tomorrow." Everyone was a little disappointed. This was much more interesting than cultural studies, but it was only an hour. Right, there's still a voting process. Everyone, vote now and distribute the credit rewards for today. The old professor thought of this and said. Fong Ping became active instantly and took the initiative to help collect the votes. After collecting the votes, Fong Ping looked at them one by one. He remembered when he was collecting the votes just now. Fong Ping, 42 votes, the highest. Zhang Ziwei, 17 votes. Yu Xianghua, 8 votes. Fong Ping glanced at the two of them with a smile, but they could not be bothered with him. Those votes were cast by others and had nothing to do with them. They could only restrain their friends. Fong Ping did not look at them anymore. It was fine as long as he was in the lead. When he was no longer in the lead, he would treat these people to tea. After the class ended, everyone discussed in low voices as they walked. Whether it was the time of the catacombs appearance, the so-called world fusion theory, or the existence of evil sect martial artists, they were all the center of everyone's topics. Fu Chanding said a few words and suddenly said, "Actually, I'm more interested in the sections. What do you guys think sect martial artists are like?" Up until now, everyone had not come into contact with sect martial artists. Hearing him say this, everyone was a little interested. In everyone's eyes, the term sect was synonymous with being backward and ignorant. Chapter 199. In the remaining time, Fong Ping continued honing his bones and cultivating his combat techniques while attending the special training classes. Gradually, he formed a rough impression of the catacombs in his mind. This impression was solidified when the instructor led everyone to MCMU South Building Number 2 to look at the topographic map. Building Number 2. The hall spanned thousands of square meters. The only thing that existed was a huge, modernized sand table. The old professor who led the team walked into the hall and said with a smile, "The third floor is the simulated topographic map of the Magic City catacombs. The fourth floor is the Donglin catacombs topographic map. The fifth floor is the Donghu catacombs map. Currently, MCMU only has the maps of these 3 places. The military department has the entire map. The catacombs is just a general term. We prefer to add a prefix in front of it because the 22 catacombs entrances are not connected. Maybe they are connected, but at least humans have not explored to this extent yet. For so many years, no one has been able to reach the next entrance from this entrance. As for all of us, we are preparing to enter the Magic City catacombs next. In the catacombs, we can't use technology or take pictures. Phones and cameras will lose their power source if we bring them in. Therefore, these maps are made by humans bit by bit, probing bit by bit, and finally summarized into a simulated sand table. Fong Ping and the others were no longer in the mood to listen to what he was saying. At this moment, everyone was staring at the sand table. Is this a city? Probably a village. Why is the city so small? What's the scale of this sand table? I didn't know the catacombs were like this. I thought it was a group of savages, primitive people. Many people knew that the catacombs, like Earth, had its own civilization. However, many people thought that the creatures in the catacombs lived in an era where they ate raw meat and drank blood. Now, however, when the sand table appeared, everyone realized that they were wrong. On the sand table, there were many cities. The conspicuous tall city walls were telling everyone that the catacombs were not a savage society. They had their own civilization and their own social system. They might not be as advanced as Earth, but everyone took different paths. This was not a difference in the level of civilization. Fong Ping glanced at it briefly and frowned. He asked softly, "Instructor, the standard on the map is 13 cities. In other words, Magic City's catacombs can accommodate 13 cities? How big are these cities? What's the population?" The instructor in charge shook his head and said, "Not 13. Remember, we have only detected 13 cities so far." The meaning of these words was completely different from Fong Ping's. Zhang Ziwei, who was not far away, said mildly, "Maybe we can treat every catacombs entrance as its own world, and not as a whole. Currently, we can only probe up to this distance in the Magic City catacombs world. The price we have to pay is extremely heavy." MCMU's 3 grandmasters were sacrificed in this process. Obviously, she knew more than Fong Ping. Fong Ping did not care about this. Instead, he frowned and said, "If that's the case, the catacombs entrance appearing on the surface might not necessarily appear in the corresponding position of the catacombs. Perhaps this kind of space passageway appears irregularly?" His words were a little convoluted, but the tutor still understood. The old professor smiled and said, "That's right. For example, there's an entrance in Donglin. It's 600 kilometers away from the entrance to Magic City. Based on this location, we should be able to find the East Forest entrance if we enter from the Magic City entrance and keep heading east." But currently, there were Grandmaster experts who had explored 3,000 kilometers to the east, but they still could not find the existence of the entrance. If they continued to head east, it would be a boundless ocean. This means that the catacombs are so big that there is no limit. They are tens or hundreds of times bigger than our Earth. Otherwise, it means that the space passageway's appearance is random. There is no connection between the surface and the catacombs. There's another possibility. When he mentioned the last possibility, the old professor glanced at Zhang Ziwei. It's just like what Zhang Ziwei said. Every catacombs entrance is actually an independent world. However, the military department's Commander Lee denied this theory. Commander Lee said that he once felt the aura of the powerhouses inside the catacombs entrance in the east when he was at the catacombs entrance in the north. The military department's Commander Lee? Everyone's interest was piqued. The number 1 Grandmaster in Sino Nation was the military department's Commander-in-Chief, Li Jun. "That's right," Commander Lee said it. The old professor sighed and said, "This is not good news. We would rather it be an independent world than for the catacombs to be a whole." However, Commander Lee's words should be true. Since he felt it, a Grandmaster powerhouse like him would not make a wrong judgment. This also means that the catacombs are actually connected. They're also in the same world. The reason why we did not detect other entrances is probably due to our strength and the fact that the catacombs are too big. Just the Magic City catacombs alone will take 3,000 kilometers to the east and 2,000 kilometers to the west. The distance from east to west is at least 5,000 kilometers. As for north and south, we will be in the southernmost part of the catacombs. Behind us is also a vast ocean. It is impossible to detect how big the ocean is. All the powerhouses who travel far have fallen in the ocean. Maybe they lost their way. As for the north, it is the gathering place of the catacombs creatures. We can only go in for about 1,000 kilometers. Any further, and we will enter the depths of the catacombs. It is extremely dangerous. The distance from east to west is 5,000 kilometers. The limit of the detection from north to south is 1,000 kilometers. Fong Ping looked at the sand table in front of him. It was similar to a long strip. Did this not mean that it was 5 million square kilometers in size? Fong Ping swallowed and said softly, "Instructor, what you mean is that the area of the Magic City catacombs that has been detected is as big as half of Sino Nation?" "That's right. This is still not a complete exploration." Fong Ping swallowed again. If the exploration is complete, the area of an entrance might be as big as Sino Nation. The old professor nodded again and said meaningfully, "It might be bigger than Sino Nation. This is also hard to say. No one knows what is in the depths of the ocean in the south. What about the depths of the north? We have not detected the limit of the area in all directions. Therefore, you can see the 22 catacombs entrances as 22 worlds. This is also possible. After all, Commander Lee is the only one who has discovered similar powerhouses auras. This means that the creatures of the middle and lower levels of the catacombs are still unable to pass through the next entrance. One entrance, one world. It might be bigger than Sino Nation. At this moment, Fong Ping truly understood why everyone regarded the catacombs as a crisis of the world. It was too big. In Sino Nation, there were currently 22 entrances. Even if it was calculated according to the area that had been detected in Magic City, 22 catacombs was equivalent to the size of 11 Sino Nations, an area of more than 100 million square kilometers. Asia, less than 45 million square kilometers. The second largest continent, Africa, was about 30 million square kilometers. The third largest continent, North America, was about 24 million square kilometers. As for the other few continents, they were even smaller. The 7 continents that humans had discovered so far had a total area of about 150 million square kilometers. As for Sino Nation, just the area of the catacombs that had been detected was close to the size of Earth's landmass. The other countries were about the same. Right now, the area of the catacombs entrances that had been discovered all over the world was about 1 billion square kilometers, more than the landmass of 6 Earths. There are only 13 cities in such a big place. Fong Ping suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. 5 million square kilometers. On the surface of Sino Nation, there would be 100 or 200 prefecture-level cities and close to 1,000 county towns. As for the population in the south, it would be as much as 700 or 800 million. There were only 13 cities in the catacombs. No matter how big it was, the population would not be too big. The old professor also confirmed this point. The population of the catacombs is not too big. We can't do in-depth exploration of the later ones. However, from the entrance, we have encountered the first city many times. The population is about 2 million, and the army is about 200,000. They have their own social system. Not all of them are soldiers. They also have normal people, a lot of them. The population of Magic City's catacombs is about 30 million and above. The combat army is about 3 million. Currently, what we need to face is only the first city in the catacombs. We have named it Skygate City. Skygate? Fong Ping furrowed his brows. This name is enough to elevate them. The old professor shook his head and sighed softly. Back then, maybe everyone had a glimmer of hope. Maybe, as the ancestors of Guanxing Temple said, this is the immortal world. Skygate, Skygate, Skygate. What a pity, the old professor sighed again and again. It was a pity that all these years the catacombs had only brought death and destruction. No one had any extravagant hopes anymore. This was not the immortal world. It was just a beautiful fantasy of mankind. Yu Xianghua said. Instructor, if that's the case, Magic City only needs to face the other party's 200,000 combat soldiers. Only? The old professor laughed. Do you know how strong the catacombs are? 10% of their combat soldiers are martial artists. They have their own martial artist army. A pure martial artist army. In a place like the catacombs where cold weapons are king, you have no idea how scary a martial artist army of 20,000 people is. Yu Xianghua could not help but ask, doesn't our military department have a martial artist army too? It's different. The military department has indeed trained many martial artists in recent years. Currently, there are more than 1 million martial artists in Sino Nation, be it vitality martial artists or combat martial artists. However, the military department is not all. There are many martial artists in the military department. If you add up all the military regions, I'm afraid there are no less than 200,000 people, which is double the number of students in martial arts universities. However, the military department needs to be stationed at 22 entrances. That's a very small number. Moreover, the surface society also needs the military department to suppress the evil sects, which has delayed a portion of martial artists. There are less than 5,000 martial artists from the military department stationed in Magic City's catacombs. Therefore, we've always been in a defensive position. Moreover, they have 13 cities. Even if they really concentrate all their forces and wipe out Skygate City, what will happen next? After our battle with Skygate City, there will be almost no casualties. Once the cities behind us send in reinforcements, we will definitely be wiped out. Now that we're in a tug-of-war with Skygate City, the cities behind us will not send in reinforcements. The Catacombs' domain awareness is very strong. As long as Skygate City is not at a disadvantage and asks for help, most of the other cities will sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. According to our observations, the Catacombs does not seem to have a centralized central government. Cities are independent units. In other words, our military and martial artists in the Catacombs can only go against Skygate City. Wrong. The old professor shook his head again. We're not going against them. We're barely defending ourselves. We're no match for Skygate City. Of course, this is referring to field battles. They won't dare to attack our base with full force. First, our base is heavily guarded. They've suffered great losses before. Second, in an emergency, we've sent out many grandmasters to encircle and annihilate them. If it weren't for the support from the cities behind us, Skygate City would naturally be no match for the entire Sino Nation. However, our grandmaster powerhouses can't enter wantonly. We can't destroy Skygate City unless we have the confidence to go against the 13 cities. Not to mention, there are still terrifying powerhouses further north of the 13 cities. If too many human grandmasters gather, it's very likely that these terrifying powerhouses will be drawn out. Capital City's catacombs happened once 70 years ago. At that time, there were less than 100 grandmasters in Sino Nation. They gathered more than 40 grandmasters to annihilate Capital City's catacombs. In the end, many unknown, terrifying powerhouses appeared in the depths of the catacombs. In the end, 16 Sino Nation grandmasters fell. That battle also damaged the foundation of Sino Nation. Capital City Martial Arts University was almost destroyed in that battle. The vice-chancellor, and the deans of various schools all died in battle. Speaking of the past, the old professor could not help but sigh. In recent years, Capital City Martial Arts University had lost many grandmasters in battle. Actually, it had something to do with this kind of war. In the Catacombs War, martial arts universities that were established later, like MCMU, rarely participated. Capital City Martial Arts University had always been the main force. This had also led to the death of grandmasters in battle since the university was founded. Fong Ping and the others felt slightly aggrieved. So, we can only defend? If they fought, they would not be able to win in a small-scale fight. If they fought on a large scale, it would put Sino Nation's future on the line. Even if they could win, they would at most conquer 1 or 2 catacombs. However, if they did that, half of Sino Nation's grandmaster powerhouses would probably die. What about the remaining catacombs entrances? The old professor chuckled. There's no need to be so pessimistic. The younger generation is growing very fast. The future is still bright. Decades ago, how many Grandmaster powerhouses did Sino Nation have? But now, today we're getting stronger, but the Catacombs' progress is not as fast as ours. That's why we've always been on the defensive. It's to buy time for future humans. If we really fight, hundreds of Sino Nation Grandmasters can at least destroy 3 to 5 Catacombs entrances. However, if the Catacombs are really connected, and we've destroyed so many entrances, the time for the Catacombs to fully invade will come in an instant. That's why we'd rather fight a small-scale battle and rely on human lives than wage a full-scale war. Nowadays, there were more and more powerhouses. This was visible to the naked eye. In the past, there were less than 100 Grandmasters in Sino Nation. In the past 30 years, there were close to 100 Grandmasters. On average, there were 3 Grandmasters every year. This was simply unbelievable. There were Grandmasters in the business world every year. It was the same for the government. Under such circumstances, the government was actually unwilling to carry out the great final battle immediately. That would be digging their own grave. They could only endure it. By time, the longer time passed, the greater the hope for mankind. The great final battle still depended on the powerhouses. The usual Catacombs missions and Catacombs wars were also a kind of training for the soldiers to train powerhouses. There was no other way that soldiers and middle and low-rank martial artists were sacrificed in large numbers. At this time, people needed to be sacrificed. If no one was willing, then the extinction of mankind would not be far away. At this moment, everyone stopped asking questions and started looking at the sand table. The Catacombs' 13 cities were spread out in a fan shape. The southernmost area, which was where Magic City Catacombs population entered, was the sea. On this side of the sea was Sino Nation's base. Skygate City was about 80 kilometers away from the base. It did not sound far. In modern society, one could reach it in half an hour by driving a car and racing. However, in the Catacombs, one mainly relied on walking. This kind of distance was still quite far. If they relied on forced marching on foot to travel 50 kilometers a day, they would be considered a strong army. If they traveled 70 kilometers a day, such an army would definitely be known as an elite. 80 kilometers away was Skygate City. Skygate City was also the gateway city to Magic City Catacombs. Behind it were other cities. The Catacombs had mountains and rivers. It had everything. When the old professor saw that everyone was looking carefully, he laughed and said, "Technology is still very amazing. Soon, our 3D Catacombs 3-dimensional map will be completed. When that time comes, everyone will be able to experience everything in the Catacombs more directly." After we enter the Catacombs, we will mainly move within a 30-kilometer radius of the base. This distance has been cleaned, so it is relatively safer. However, Skygate City's army is also active, including their martial artists. Some of the martial artists who are not soldiers are also moving around freely. Therefore, danger is inevitable. In the Catacombs, other than the Catacombs humans, we will temporarily call them that. Other than the Catacombs humans, there are many other dangers. This includes their flora and fauna. Some of the animals even have the power of high-rank powerhouses. The Catacombs is more like a mythical world of legends. These flora and fauna can be seen as monsters. Danger is everywhere. Similarly, opportunities are everywhere. Why are humans getting stronger and stronger? It has a lot to do with the Catacombs. This includes the production of various pills, the development and utilization of energy stones, and even the creation of some combat techniques. All of these are related to the Catacombs. Do you know why the few rank 5 students in MCMAU can improve so quickly? It is also related to their opportunities in the Catacombs. I will not go into these one by one. Previously, we did not compile teaching materials because in the past, only rank 3 martial artists could enter. In the early stages, there would be a short period of training in the military department. In the military department, there are all kinds of information summaries. This is also the first time MCMAU has opened a rank 2 special training class. Therefore, we are discussing with the military department to prepare some catacombs teaching materials for everyone to read and deepen their impressions. The old professor spoke until his mouth was dry. Fong Ping and the others were also listening with fascination. It turned out that the few MCMU rank 5 powerhouses had obtained opportunities in the catacombs. The pursuit of strength was also what all martial artists look forward to. Perhaps the benefits of the catacombs were also a key reason why martial artists kept coming. At this moment, the image of the catacombs was becoming clearer in everyone's mind. As for the matter of getting lost, Fong Ping was no longer concerned. The catacombs was not a desert, nor was it a prairie. There were cities and human strongholds. How could it be so easy to get lost? Thinking of the many benefits of the catacombs, everyone was suddenly eager to try. They could not wait to enter the catacombs immediately, obtain the benefits, and break through rank 3, rank 4, or even rank 5. Chapter 200. The instructors who helped Lan Sui are back. Instructor Lu Nangwa sacrificed himself. Instructor Chen Yuanji sacrificed himself. Everyone, head to the southern area's main gate to welcome the heroes. While Fong Ping and the rest were still looking at the map, the concourse was in chaos. Some students hurriedly ran out. The old professor's face paled, revealing a mournful expression. Martial artists, sigh. The long sigh was suffocating. 5 minutes later, Fong Ping and the rest arrived at the southern area's main gate. At this moment, there were many instructors and students standing at the southern area's main gate. At the forefront, the old vice-chancellor's hair was turning white. Open the gate. The southern area's main gate opened quickly. A few buses drove in slowly. Then, under everyone's gaze, some people carried stretchers and others carried urns of ashes out of the buses. The group of martial artists who got off the buses looked weathered. Many of them were wrapped in bandages, obviously injured. Instructor! Amidst the crowd, Chen Yunxi suddenly exclaimed, then dashed forward. Fong Ping and the rest saw Bai Ruoshi, who got off the bus. Bai Ruoshi was also among the martial artists. Fong Ping and the rest saw her and ran over immediately. Bai Ruoshi was as calm as ever. However, when Fong Ping walked closer, he felt a pang in his heart. Bai Ruoshi's left arm was broken. The lower half of her left arm was empty. They did not see it clearly because they were too far away. Seeing everyone running toward her, Bai Ruoshi shook her head slightly, motioning them not to come over. Chen Yunxi's face was covered in tears. Fong Ping and the rest felt their hearts ache, not knowing what to say. In front, the old vice-chancellor, a grandmaster-level powerhouse, walked with trembling steps. Tears glistened in his eyes as he said softly, "It's good that you're back. It's good that you're back." Vice-chancellor, among the martial artists who got off the bus, an old man whose face was full of scars said, "We did not disappoint our mission in this battle. The Lan Sui Catacombs army has been defeated. 6 MCMU instructors died in battle. None of them retreated. We killed 3 rank 6 powerhouses, 11 rank 5s, 27 rank 4s. We raised the prestige of Sino Nation, raised the prestige of MCMU. 6 people." The headmaster didn't care about the data. His eyes were red as he mumbled, "This year, 11 mentors have left and 7 students have died. They're still so young, the old headmaster murmured and said softly, "Salute and welcome the heroes." The seniors all lowered their heads and bowed with sorrowful expressions. Fong Ping and the other freshmen were experiencing this for the first time. In their confusion and helplessness, they followed suit and bowed. Give a grand funeral. MCMU will support the families of the martyrs. Enter the martyrs' shrine. One day, when the catacombs are conquered, we will take revenge. After the old principal finished speaking, he suddenly stepped into the air and disappeared in front of everyone. After the vice-chancellor left, Fong Ping and the others were at a loss. Huang Jing, who had just arrived, quickly chased after him. Beside him, the old professor sighed softly and said softly, "Vice-chancellor's old injuries have yet to heal. MCMEU instructors and students have died in battle. Vice-Chancellor will definitely return the favor. A tooth for a tooth, blood for blood. Today, in the Magic City catacombs, there would definitely be a battle between Grandmasters. I only hope. Although the old Vice-Chancellor was already a peak rank 8, he had fought too many battles and had long been plagued with injuries. Right now, he might have already gone to the catacombs. If this went on, his injuries would only worsen. Fong Ping and the others did not know what to say. Looking at the silent instructors in front of them, looking at the unfamiliar instructors lying on the stretchers, covered in blood, everyone felt suffocated. Is this the catacombs? This is the home of martial artists? In the midst of everyone's confusion and sorrow, the other instructors carried the stretchers and walked toward the depths of the southern area. There was a cemetery there. MCMEU instructors would choose to be buried there when they died. It was very close to the Magic City catacombs. Even if they died, they still hoped to guard this pure land. Bairuashi did not follow them. She walked to the front of everyone and glanced at Qin Yunxi. Her tone was still gentle as she said, "Why are you crying? The instructor is fine." Instructor, different from the other instructors that they were not familiar with. This was an instructor that everyone was very familiar with. She was also Qin Yunxi's instructor. Now, she had lost an arm. Qin Yunxi's face was covered in tears. Everyone felt bad too. At this time, Lu Fengru, who had not been seen earlier, suddenly appeared and walked over. Glancing at Qin Yunxi, Lu Fengru suddenly said angrily, "Shut up. She's not dead yet. What are you crying for?" Bairuashi came back alive. "What's there to cry about?" Qin Yunxi was startled by his angry roar. Lu Fengru humphed, looked at Fong Ping and the others, and said lightly, "Life and death are that simple. There's no need to be too sad. One day, when we die in the catacombs, we don't need these useless tears. If you have the ability, conquer the catacombs and avenge us. If you don't have the ability, then just treat it as birth, old age, sickness, and death. All the tears and hatred will be in vain. At least it's what I, Lu Fengru, am. If I die in battle, don't do this to me. Of course, I think I can live until the day the catacombs are destroyed." Lu Fengru looked indifferent. She looked at Bairuashi and said, "What should we do with this student of yours?" Bairuashi said softly, "Sister Ro, I'll leave Yunxi in your hands." Lu Fengru frowned and said lightly, "I don't accept this kind of student. I don't like it when she cries." "Sister Ro." "Instructor." Qin Yunxi was shocked. Bairuashi wanted to entrust her to Lu Fengru. Lu Fengru glanced at her and said suddenly, "Your instructor is seriously injured. Her internal organs are severely damaged. There's no hope for her to recover in 2 to 3 years. She can't even walk without panting. If you have the ability, go kill a few rank 6 catacombs martial artists for revenge. Can you make the catacombs martial artists cry to death with your childish attitude?" Tang Feng asked you to be in logistics. Why didn't you agree? Are you going to cry when others die in the catacombs? Lu Fengru humped softly and said, "It's fine if she dies. Don't drag anyone down with her. The rest of you remember this. If she can't keep up in the catacombs, just leave her behind. Don't let yourself die in vain. There's a grandmaster in the Qin family. Let her grandfather protect her. MCMU won't protect such a student." Qin Yunxi lowered her head, not knowing what to do. Bairuashi was helpless. She said softly, "Sister Ro, she hasn't experienced these things." Moreover, Lu Fengru did not continue. She changed the topic and said, "She can follow me. But if she does, I won't be like you, protecting her secretly. If she dies, then so be it." As soon as she said this, Qin Yunxi looked up suddenly. Bairuashi frowned. Lu Fengru said lightly, "What are you looking at? It's just a few rank 2 and 3 missions. If she really dies, it's because she's not capable enough. Dying outside is better than dying in the catacombs. I'm not as free as your instructor. I followed along the way, afraid that someone would die. What a joke. If you're afraid of death next time, don't do missions. Why don't you let your Qin family follow? MCMEU instructors also need to cultivate and go on missions. If it wasn't for that 1 month's delay, maybe your instructor would have achieved rank 6. This time, she might not have been seriously injured. Sister Ro, by Ruashi shouted again. Lu Fengru said calmly, let them face reality. You can protect them now, but can you protect them forever? Right now, you can't even protect yourself, let alone protect others. Only when you're strong will you be able to rely on yourself. In my opinion, you're just causing trouble. After saying that, Lu Fengru did not stay any longer. She turned and left. As soon as she left, Chun Yunxi's face turned pale. Instructor, I've dragged you into this. Bai Ruashi could not help but laugh. Instructor Lu said that on purpose. She just wants you to be stronger and work hard. However, I'm really injured this time. It's not good to waste your time. The others will be taken in by instructors. You're very talented, so I handed you over to Instructor Lu. Follow Instructor Lu and cultivate well. Don't think too much. Fong Ping could not help but ask, Instructor Bai, you've been protecting us all this time? Bai Ruashi said softly, don't think too much. This is actually the school's arrangement. When new students go on missions, they'll arrange for someone to protect them. Of course, you won't be new students very soon. There won't be any more. Be careful next time. Fong Ping and the others were the elites of the freshmen. They were the cream of the crop. How could there be no one to look after them when they went on missions? In March, Bai Ruashi had been following them from the moment they left the school gates. Otherwise, it would not have been Bai Ruashi who showed up at an MAU. Chun Yunchi did not care about this. She whispered, Instructor, are your injuries serious? I'll ask my grandfather to come. Bai Ruashi shook her head lightly. It's not too serious. There's no need to trouble Grandmaster Chun. I'll be fine soon. Yunchi, stay strong. Whether it's Instructor Tang or Instructor Lu, they all want you students to be better, stronger, and safer. No instructor wants anything to happen to their students. It's just that, Bai Ruashi sighed. It was just that everyone had a different way of teaching. Perhaps they couldn't understand it today, but sooner or later, they would understand. You guys continue with your lessons. I'm going to the cemetery. Bai Ruashi did not say anything else. She walked toward the depths of the southern area. Her footsteps were heavy. They did not continue with their evening classes. Most of the instructors went to the cemetery. Fong Ping and the others did not go in. Instead, they stood outside. Everyone remained silent, each with their own thoughts. The catacombs, Fong Ping murmured softly. Fu Chanding suddenly said, they should all be killed. Today, they had not lost a friend or classmate to the catacombs. However, they might see it happen soon. They might even be the ones dying. Too many people had died in the past few years. So many that many instructors were already numb to it. They were used to it. All that was left in their hearts was hatred and the desire to become stronger. In the dark of the night, soft sobs came from the depths of the cemetery. The ones crying were not the instructors, but the instructor's students. In the past, countless people had scolded their instructors for being mean. They scolded their instructors for only being good at teaching. They did not do anything. Now, however, many people realized that their instructors were also unyielding. That night, Fong Ping and the others could not sleep. The next day, they went to the special training classes again. However, they realized that nothing had changed. The instructors who had died in battle seemed to have been forgotten. After the lesson ended, Tang Feng suddenly appeared. He glanced at everyone in the class and said lightly, the Vice-Chancellor is back. I don't know what the Vice-Chancellor is thinking, but he said that he will give everyone another chance to make a choice. Today, you can choose to withdraw from the special training classes. Everyone saw what happened yesterday. When rank 4 and 5 martial artists enter the catacombs, death will be a simple matter. It is indeed very dangerous for all of you to enter the catacombs now. Make a choice. If you withdraw now, you won't have to enter the catacombs in June. After you achieve rank 3, whether you want to enter or not is up to you. When you achieve middle ranks, you can just complete the mandatory missions every year. You could be like the casual martial artist now and do what you should do. Every year, take 10 days to half a month to enter the catacombs. Everyone fell silent. Tang Feng saw the situation and said, it's not embarrassing to withdraw. Rank 2 martial artists entering the catacombs are not safe at all. Even if the school arranges for instructors to protect you, sometimes they can't even protect themselves. You can't even run away. Before this, the school was a little too aggressive. Rank 2 martial artists are really weak. I'll give you 5 minutes. Those who withdraw can leave now. I promise that the school will not deduct any of your benefits because of this. I only hope that those who withdraw will not be afraid of battle because of what happened today when you become stronger. In the future, maybe you can play a bigger role. The crowd gradually became restless. After 3 minutes, someone suddenly stood up. Yu Xianghua suddenly scolded, "Don't you dare leave." The student who stood up looked ashamed and helpless. He said in a low voice, My father died early. My mother was alone. Yu Xianghua flew into a rage. Tang Feng waved his hand and said, "It's okay. You can leave. Remember, before the catacombs is made public, you are not allowed to reveal this information to anyone else." Definitely. The martial artist who stood up lowered his head, not daring to look at anyone. He left in a hurry. Anyone else? The crowd quieted down again. After a while, 2 more people stood up and left. Soon, 5 minutes had passed. Tang Feng laughed and said, "Less than I thought. A bunch of brats who are not afraid of death. I thought at least half of them had left." As he said that, he glanced at Fong Ping and said, "Fong Ping, I didn't expect you to not run." Fong Ping was speechless. He said with a dark expression, "You said rank 2s could leave. You didn't say rank 3s. Tang Feng suddenly laughed. He then said in a low voice, "I'll give you one chance. Rank 3s can leave too." Fong Ping said lazily, "Am I stupid? If I leave, won't the credits in my class go to someone else? It's just the catacombs. It's not like they're immortals. They can't be killed or smashed. Even if we sacrifice a few of MCMU's instructors, we'll still be able to break even. If we live in fear every day, we might as well go down and do something big. We'll destroy their lair and earn big bucks that way." Tang Feng sneered. "Fine. I have high hopes for you. Remember what you said today. I'll be waiting for that day. If you don't leave, don't blame anyone for forcing you to do anything. When the catacombs is in danger, the instructors in charge won't allow anyone to run. If anyone runs, I'll kill him first if I find out. You, kid, are on my list." Fong Ping rolled his eyes. "When did you find out that I ran and deliberately picked a fight?" Tang Feng ignored him. He looked at the others and said, "The same goes for all of you. Also, the university has decided to give you some resources in advance. If anyone breaks through to rank 3 and lacks pills, you can apply to the logistics department." Fong Ping's eyes lit up immediately. He said immediately, "Instructor, can I think I'm about to achieve upper stage rank 3. When I'm upper stage rank 3, my strength will increase greatly. I can protect the students. I break through very quickly. The strength of upper stage rank 3 is completely different from now." Tang Feng frowned at him. Who is he trying to fool? How many days has it been since you broke through to rank 3? Even geniuses like CLA spent half a year to achieve upper stage rank 3. NMQ's Wang Jinyang spent about 3 months. Fong Ping broke through less than half a month ago. Seeing that Tang Feng did not believe him, Fong Ping complained, "It's true, instructor. If I can't achieve upper stage rank 3 before I enter the catacombs, I'll repay the university double the resources they borrowed. Also, I hope the university can allow me to get my daily reward credits in advance. I didn't get my previous credits. Just give me 600 credits for 2 months. The university will lend me another 1,000 credits." Everyone in the class was stunned. 1,600 credits. Fong Ping, how dare you ask for such an exorbitant price? If converted into money, that would be 48 million. Fong Ping, your appetite is too big. Fong Ping thought for a while and said suddenly, "Forget about borrowing. The university can invest in me in the name of investment. How about that?" Everyone was stunned again. Tang Feng was stunned too. Borrowing? It's not impossible. But the university wants to invest in you. Fong Ping had just thought of it. Borrowing money did not seem to count as wealth. He had tried it once before. Borrowing credits and borrowing money worked the same way. Investing, however, was a different story. Of course, Fong Ping felt that he was thinking too much. Looking at Big Lion's murderous expression, he did not think that there was much hope. As expected, Tang Fong snorted coldly. "Go talk to the vice-chancellor yourself." Fong Ping was embarrassed. "I can't enter the Grandmaster's house, okay? Otherwise, why would I talk to you about this?" Tang Fong ignored him and started talking to the others. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was thinking. Borrowing money was out of the question, and investment was out of the question. However, he could try giving 600 credits in advance to himself. Chapter 201. At night, after the special training ended, Fong Ping went to the logistics department. Seeing him, Old Man Li's gaze suddenly turned dangerous. "You're here?" Very good. I thought you wouldn't dare to come here for at least 3 to 5 months. Teacher, what are you talking about? I'm here to see you. Bastard. Old Man Li was furious. In his anger, he stretched out his arm. Fong Ping was a few meters away from him, but in the next moment, he was caught in the old man's hand. Old Man Li did not give him a chance to talk. He flung him outside. A few seconds later, Fong Ping sprawled outside the logistics department, beginning to doubt his life. Where am I? How did I get here? I think I was flying just now. That should be right? Someone from the logistics department came in the middle of the night. Suddenly, someone said, "President, what are you?" Fong Ping tilted his head and saw that it was little fatty Guosheng. He smiled faintly. "The moon is nice tonight. I came out to take a look. What about you?" "Oh, I'm here to get the pills. A senior is placed in order. Work hard. You're almost a martial artist, aren't you?" Little Fatty was slightly surprised. He said sheepishly, "President, I broke through last month." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. He had forgotten that he was not paying attention just now. He coughed lightly to hide his embarrassment. Fong Ping smiled and said, "I remember wrongly. Who said they were going to break through after twice honing? I thought it was you. It was me." Guosheng was confused again. He explained, "But when I reached 169 calories, I was stuck. That's why I broke through." Fong Ping's gaze was dangerous. Did he know how to flatter? "Just listen to what I say. Do you have to say it so clearly?" Guosheng seemed to have realized it too. He explained on his behalf, "President, you're probably too busy. Don't be so stressed. You're already rank 3. You've already left everyone behind. Go do what you need to do." Fong Ping waved his hand and sent Guosheng away. After he left, he said helplessly, "Looks like there's nothing I can do about Old Man Li." He had wanted to ask Old Man Li for an advance. Now, he had lied to him last time, saying that the pills would be distributed to the members of the society. In the end, Old Man Li had obviously found out, so he had thrown him out in anger. He looked around. Seeing that there was no one he knew, Fong Ping wanted to go in and try again. He remembered that Guosheng was still inside, so he sighed and turned to leave. He would come back another day. The matter of advance credits had not been settled yet, but Chen Yunxi was settled. April 19th, Sunday. Villa 8. Lu Fengru, by Ruoshi, Chen Yunxi, Fong Ping, and Zhao Xuemei were all there. Lu Fengru looked at Chen Yunxi coldly. "Your teacher insists on handing you over to me. I'll give you a chance now. You can look for someone else, including Tang Fong. I'll help you talk to him." Chen Yunxi looked at Bai Ruoshi helplessly, but Bai Ruoshi insisted, "Sister Ro, please." Lu Fengru seemed a little unhappy. Fong Ping and Zhao Shumei also felt a little strange. Although Lu Fengru was usually not very courteous to them, she would never really show an attitude of disgust. Right now, she seemed to really hate Chen Yunxi. Could it be because of Chen Yunxi's personality? However, Chen Yunxi was very obedient. Even if she was not willing to do some things, she would not refuse if the instructor really asked. Just because of this, Lu Fengru hated her? A peak rank 6 instructor would not be like this. Even if Lion Tang did not like Fong Ping's personality, he would not show such an expression. By Rawashi's insistence that Qin Yunxi stay with Lu Fengru was also a little strange. Fong Ping and the others did not understand, so it was not appropriate for them to ask. Lu Fengru was silent for a moment, then nodded and said, "Okay, then she will stay here. You can go now. You have internal injuries, so don't wander around blindly." Bai Rawashi chuckled and looked at Qin Yunxi. "Yunxi, Instructor Lu will be your instructor from now on. Work hard on your cultivation. I'll come visit everyone again when I'm free." Instructor, Qin Yunxi looked reluctant. Lu Fengru seemed a little annoyed and said, "Let's go then. Are we going to be separated forever?" Bai Rawashi could not help but laugh. She got up and left, not staying any longer. After she left, Lu Fengru looked at Qin Yunxi for a while and said, "You became a martial artist with 199 calories vitality. You can say that thrice honing is only a step away. The Qin family has no shortage of resources. What about you?" Now, Fong Ping is rank 3 and has honed 6 bones in his torso. Zhao Lei has honed 96 bones and has entered middle stage rank 2. Fu Chanding has honed 95 bones and has also entered middle stage. But you, Qin Yunxi, are more talented than them and have broken through faster than them. You have honed 93 bones and have just entered the threshold of middle stage rank 2. Trash like you, who only has talent and resources. If not for Bai Rawashi, instructor. Fong Ping coughed softly and interrupted. Instructor, do you want to hold a ceremony to acknowledge me as your master? Get lost. Lu Fengru glared at him. Her anger subsided a little. She stared at Qin Yunxi and said, "Today is the 19th, the end of the month. If you haven't honed 100 bones, you might as well go back to the Chun family." Qin Yunxi's face was bright red. Lu Fengru said impatiently, "Go." Hearing that, Qin Yunxi had no choice but to leave. After she left, Lu Fengru was not as angry as before. Fong Ping was confused. Did Lu Fengru have a grudge against the Qin family? If there was a grudge, Bai Rawashi would not have let Qin Yunxi join Lu Fengru. Although the instructors were not parents, in the next few years of university, the cultivation of martial arts was almost all the instructor's business. This was an important decision that affected a person's life. Lu Fengru did not explain anything. She looked at Zhao Xiumei and said, "Don't cultivate combat techniques at this stage. Hone your bones and strive to reach peak rank 2 before entering the catacombs. Don't open that company of yours anymore. Doesn't that uncle of yours want it? Give it to him and sell it for money. After you get the money, come to me to buy pills, and then enter the energy room to cultivate." Instructor, Zhao Xiumei panicked and said hurriedly, "That's my father. Your father died in battle. Do you want to die in the catacombs like your father?" Lu Fengru scolded her. "Idiot. When your father died, your relatives all had their eyes on your company. If it wasn't for MCMAU, if I wasn't your instructor, how could you keep it safe? Now, sell it and exchange it for resources to improve your strength. When you become a rank 3 or even a rank for martial artist, it'll be a piece of cake if you want to continue the business. Would your uncle dare not give it to you? He's a rank 3 martial artist. If he doesn't give it to you, then he'll die. Sell it for 1 or 200 million, and it'll be enough for you to cultivate to peak rank 3. Do you understand what I mean? If you go all out and take pills, 1 or 200 million would probably only be enough for peak rank 3. Obviously, that was what Lu Fengru meant. Zhao Xiumei's progress was much slower than others. How could she not spend money? Rank 2 bone honing pills cost $1 million each. According to Lu Fengru, at least 10 pills a month would cost 10 million. Another 30 rank 2 vitality pills would cost about 20 million. Zhao Xiumei's talent was not too bad. If it was, she would not have reached this stage. After 2 months, it was not impossible for her to achieve peak rank 2. Of course, spending 40 or 50 million in 2 months was not a choice. Zhao Xiumei was a little reluctant. After a while, she nodded and said, "Okay." Lu Fengru regained her composure. She looked at Fong Ping and frowned. "What's wrong with you?" Fong Ping said strangely, "Instructor, I'm fine." As he said that, Fong Ping suddenly said, "Are you talking about Instructor Li?" I didn't provoke him. The old man suddenly threw me out. Instructor, are you going to avenge me? What? Lu Fengru was obviously not clear about the inside story. She frowned and said, I mean, you've broken through rank 3 for more than 20 days. Why have you only honed 6 bones? Fong Ping's previous speed was extremely fast. He spent less than 7 months honing 1 bone in less than 2 days, and it took him less than 7 months to hone a bone. What about now? In more than 20 days, he had honed 6 bones. Although the torso was harder to hone than the limbs, it was not the most difficult part, the spine. Fong Ping was still honing his ribs. If it was so slow, what about the spine? Fong Ping's eyes darted around. He sighed softly. Instructor, you know that I improved quickly in the past because I used up a lot of resources. Now I don't have any income, and my family doesn't have any companies to sell. Without money, my improvement is naturally slow. Right now, I'm purely relying on vitality to nourish myself. I haven't taken a single bone honing pill. I try to save as many vitality pills as I can. Moreover, the pills I'm buying now are all rank 3 pills. Fong Ping complained incessantly. Rank 3 pills are too expensive. They're so expensive that I'm scared. Normal vitality pills cost 3 credits. Rank 1 pills cost 10 credits. Rank 2 pills cost 20 credits. Rank 3 pills cost 40 credits. Fong Ping looked like he could not bear it. 40 credits. I can't afford this price at all. Oh, Lu Fengru responded. She suddenly said, don't cry about being poor. It's meaningless. I know that you've invested tens of millions in your own company. But didn't you complain that I'm unfair? Didn't give you any benefits? Fine, I'll make a deal with you now. If you agree, I can provide you with cultivation resources. Please speak. Fong Ping said hurriedly. Lu Fengru said with a faint smile, it's simple. 2 things. First, help me deliver a letter with a few words. No problem. Fong Ping agreed readily. He was overjoyed. Crying about being poor still worked. His instructor was finally giving him some benefits. Sending a letter was actually considered a condition. Unless it was sent to the catacombs, there was really no danger. Second, help me kill someone. Fong Ping frowned and said sheepishly, Instructor, you're almost a grandmaster. Are you kidding me? What? Unwilling? I gave you benefits in advance, so of course you have to pay the price. I didn't ask you to kill him now. You can kill him when you have the ability. Lu Fengru's eyes flashed fiercely. Fong Ping said dryly, the one from the Donghu Fong family? Scram. Lu Fengru scolded and scoffed. I don't need you to kill him. Fong Ping was shocked. He was not even a rank 7 grandmaster. Are you kidding me? Do you agree or not? If you agree, I'll give you 1,000 credits now. If you die in the process, I won't ask you for it. This, Fong Ping smiled bitterly. Instructor, aren't you making things difficult for me? The other party is also a grandmaster, right? No. Fong Ping was depressed. If he was not a grandmaster, why did she want him to kill him? Could it be to train him? After thinking for a long time, Fong Ping said with a headache, then is he a peak rank 6? No. Could it be a grandmaster? No. Why do you have so much nonsense to say? Lu Fengru was a little impatient. How could there be grandmasters in the catacombs? Only humans had them. The catacombs were called rank 7, rank 8, and rank 9. What did they know? Fong Ping relaxed and chuckled. Instructor, no problem. I believe you won't ask me to kill those good people. Nonsense. Lu Fengru glared at him and threw a scroll painting to him. This is the person. When you meet him, kill him. Go when you're stronger. Okay, no problem. Fong Ping agreed without hesitation. Both missions were not difficult, but old Lu had actually given him 1,000 credits. The sun must have risen from the west. Then, Lu Fengru threw him a message. Go to the southern area and wait at the entrance of the catacombs. Today or tomorrow, a white-haired old man will come out of the catacombs. Just give him the letter. Also, tell him that his daughter misses him and ask him to hurry and accompany her. Oh, Fong Ping nodded, a little surprised. Your father? What did that make him? Grandmaster? Although he was surprised, Fong Ping was still very willing to serve Lu Fengru without even leaving the school. 1,000 credits. His instructor was indeed rich and overbearing. She was also exceptionally good to him. He had finally made it through. Zhao Xiumei, who was watching from the side, was a little envious. She was only not strong enough. Otherwise, she would have fought for this mission. In their minds, if Lu Fengru asked Fong Ping to kill someone, that person must be a bad person. In today's society, although martial artists were a privileged class, they would still have to pay a huge price if they killed innocent people. Sending them to the catacombs daredevil camp was the easiest. Old Lu would not go so far as to trick Fong Ping. Before Fong Ping killed someone, he would definitely check. If it was not a grandmaster or a rank 6, then it would be a rank 4 or 5 at most. Fong Ping did not mind helping when he was strong enough. After leaving the villa, Fong Ping beamed. Instructor, you're so generous. 1,000 credits. You're really generous. To give him 1,000 credits in advance, in Fong Ping's opinion, she was really taking care of him. Zhao Xiumei was a little envious, but she did not want to see him gloat. She asked, Instructor, you don't seem to have a good impression of Yinxi? I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's because we haven't had much contact. It'll probably be better after a while. Instructor Bai, it's such a pity. Zhao Xiumei sighed. He had lost an arm and was seriously injured. He could not even teach anymore. Didn't the instructor say that? It's luck that he came back alive. Also, to Instructor Bai, being injured means that he doesn't have to enter the catacombs again. Maybe it's a good thing. Fong Ping could only look on the bright side. Otherwise, he would feel bad just thinking about it. There was no time to ramble. Fong Ping said, I'll make a trip to the logistics department and collect my credits. These credits were considered as the mission reward that Lu Fengru had given him. They were also considered Fong Ping's, so he did not have to worry about wealth. 1,000 credits, if done well, would be 30 million wealth. Even if he did not exchange them for pills, it would still be 20 million wealth. To Fong Ping, these credits came at the right time. Chapter 202. Logistics Department. Fong Ping snuck around for a while. Old Manly propped his head and said with a half-smile, Crawl in. I'll pretend I didn't see you. Fong Ping laughed dryly. Instructor, I really needed money last time. Then you lied to me? I didn't mean it that way. I was considering, all right, cut the crap. Tell me, what are you here for? Instructor, I have credits. I just received 1180 points. Fong Ping looked smug. This was the first time he had earned so many credits. In the past 19 days, other than tonight, Fong Ping had taken all the credits from the previous 18 days. You have money now? All right, tell me, what do you want to buy? 60 rank, 2 vitality pills. Old Manly looked at him, slightly surprised. He asked, Are you sure it's rank 2? Yes. The difference in wealth earned from rank 2 vitality pills and normal vitality pills was about the same, maybe even more. However, rank 2 pills were not popular and hard to sell. That was in the past. Things were different now. Chun Yunxi, Fu Changding, and the others were all rank 2. When they needed vitality pills urgently, rank 2 pills were easy to sell. Everyone was rank 1 before. Fong Ping almost did not sell the normal vitality pills he exchanged last time. That was proof. He had to keep up with the times and the customer's needs. 59 pills. Fong Ping was speechless. He complained, Instructor, I didn't ask for special treatment this time. I exchanged more than 1,000 credits. It's not too much to give away a rank 2 pill for free, right? This time, he did not dare to continue lying to the old man. The old man was in a bad mood recently. Fong Ping did not dare to provoke him. However, he was still fussing over 20 credits less than 1,000 credits. That was too much of a scam. Old Manly humphed, but did not say anything. He ordered someone to bring out 60 pills and threw them at Fong Ping. If this happens again, I'll break your legs. It's fine to be cheeky. I'm old, and I need to be entertained. But you said you'd give them to your club members, and you sold them out right away. That's heartless. How can you spout nonsense in the face of great right and wrong? Old man Li was obviously a little angry. Fong Ping said sheepishly, Instructor, I'm short on resources right now. Don't worry, when I'm a little better off, I'll definitely give them to you. The stronger I am, the more I earn. Get lost. Fong Ping ran away hurriedly. The last time, he had almost offended the old man. The old man was at least a rank 5 or 6, maybe even a peak rank 6 powerhouse. He also controlled the logistics department, not just the exchange office. If he really offended him, Fong Ping would be in deep trouble. After exchanging the medicinal pills, the credits gave Fong Ping 23.8 million wealth. The medicinal pills gave him a difference of 6.2 million, which was exactly 30 million wealth. At this moment, Fong Ping's wealth had skyrocketed again. Wealth: 49 million vitality, 600 calories, 639 calories, mentality, 440 hertz, 459 hertz, bones honed, 132 bones, 90%, 80 bones, 30%. I've only honed 6 bones since I started honing. On average, each bone requires around 900,000 wealth points. Now that I've honed a bone, my vitality limit has increased by close to 10 calories. There are still 45 bones left in the torso, Fong Ping calculated. He still needed 19 ribs to complete the honing. The system would need 34.2 million wealth points to hone. After honing the ribs, I'll be able to reach middle stage rank 3. I'll start honing the spine. I have enough wealth points now. As for cash, I haven't used it recently. It's still 14.6 million. After selling this batch of medicinal pills, I'm afraid it'll be close to 50 million. I can try buying some medicinal pills to help hone my body and quickly reach middle stage. Thinking about this, Fong Ping went straight to the dormitory again. He had wanted to look for Chun Yunxi, but after thinking about it, Bai Ruoxi had been injured recently. She had also suffered a blow. It was not appropriate to look for her now. He did not look for Chun Yunxi. Instead, he went straight to Zhao Lei. Zhao Lei was also a rich man. Selling me? Zhao Lei frowned slightly. He looked at Fong Ping and said, You don't cultivate yourself? I use rank 3. Then you're exchanging for rank 2? Zhao Lei was speechless. I'm selling them. Aren't you guys rank 2? The market price is 700,000 per pill. 42 million. I'll give you a 10% discount. 38 million will do. Zhao Lei could not be bothered with him. He said while reading, I can't afford it. Your father is rank 5. You can't afford this bit of medicinal pills? You know my father is rank 5. If you know, why should I buy them? I have enough credits. My father also supported me with some medicinal pills. Other than me, no one else in my family is a rank 2 martial artist. I can't use them. Do you understand? Fong Ping was speechless. There was nothing wrong with what he said. He exchanged some of his own credits. His family also supported some. Without other rank 2 martial artists, he would not use rank 2 vitality pills. Normal ones could be used for daily vitality replenishment. Rank 2 ones were used for daily replenishment. Too much money was a waste. Then by 20, Zhao Lei felt a headache coming on. The market price of rank 2 is too high. Do you really think I'm an idiot? 20 credits. I'll spend 600,000 to exchange for 20 credits. I could buy them myself with 600,000. Why should I buy more from you? Fong Ping, are you out of your mind? We don't know how to calculate this. Normal rank 1 pills are easy to negotiate with. You're using the market price of rank 2 pills to bluff people. Aren't you embarrassed? Fong Ping suddenly came to a realization. He swallowed and said, I forgot. He remembered that the market price of rank 2 pills was 700,000. Even with a 10% discount, it would still be 630,000. Now he realized that rank 2 pills were too high. In MCMU, if one did not have credits, they could exchange for 1 pill for 600,000. If that was the case, only an idiot would buy more expensive pills. This was different from the normal and rank 1 pills. I actually forgot. Fong Ping's expression was slightly ugly. The system had already given him 500,000 wealth points for rank 2 vitality pills. Did this not mean that if it was less than 500,000, he should not take a single wealth point? It should not be a problem if it was worth more than 500,000, right? Then, 550,000? I'll take 500,000. I don't want any higher. Dream on? Fong Ping snorted and turned to leave. That bastard. How could he lower the price so much? That afternoon, Fong Ping peddled rank 2 vitality pills everywhere. He even went to the older students. After much effort, he finally sold them at an average price of 520,000. Fong Ping sighed. This time, he only increased his wealth by 2 million. Fong Ping only had 2 million in cash, which was not even as high as the value of his credits. 1180 credits, plus the extra pill old man Li had given him, amounted to 1,200 credits. Normally, he could earn more than 36 million. What a huge loss. Did water enter my brain? Why did I think of exchanging for rank 2 pills? Fong Ping felt pained by his own carelessness. He had lost 5 million in one go and lost a lot of wealth points. Otherwise, if he had exchanged it for 400 normal vitality pills, it would not have been less than 35 million. This is the first time I've made a loss. I've really lost money. 5 million less was double the amount, and he had lost 5 million wealth points too. In the blink of an eye, 10 million was gone. This was probably the first time Fong Ping felt that he had suffered a huge loss since reselling pills. I'm so stupid. No wonder I felt that something was wrong before. I was blinded by a single leaf. Recently, I've been so successful that I've forgotten myself. I need to reflect on myself. The other group of martial artists actually have brains. This shouldn't be the case. What made Fong Ping feel even more pained was that everyone actually had brains and knew how to calculate. Martial artists should be as stupid as Big Lion. In the end, someone actually thought of exchanging 600,000 for 20 credits and exchanging them for pills instead of buying them at the market price. Normal vitality pills were the same. 3 credits were 90,000. Fu Changding and the others had asked for a 12% discount, which was still a small profit. 90,000 was probably a friendship price. No wonder they stopped buying when they asked for 90,000. 90,000 was the same when they went to school to buy the same thing. However, Fong Ping had peddled it and did not ask for much, so they did not say anything. A 12% discount was slightly cheaper than what they had bought. That was considered acceptable. As for the one he sold to Qinyinshi, it seemed to be even higher than 10%. I miscalculated. Fong Ping reflected on himself again and did not think too much about it. He had learned from his mistakes and would be more careful next time. Fortunately, his wealth points had exceeded the 50 million mark for the first time, reaching 52 million. It's time to carry out the teacher's mission. At least it's 1,000 credits. Thinking of this, Fong Ping suddenly took out the scroll painting that he had stuffed into his chest pocket. Just give me a picture. Why did you give me this thing? Fong Ping mumbled and opened the scroll painting to take a look. When he opened the scroll painting, Fong Ping suddenly frowned. So handsome. Wait, is it a woman? Looking at the handsome guy in the scroll painting with long hair, Fong Ping suddenly became uncertain. Is it a man? It's a man with long hair. Fong Ping suddenly had a bad feeling, and he hurried to the logistics department. More credits? No, teacher. I just lost a lot of money. Forget it. We'll talk about this later. Fong Ping did not waste any more time. He opened the scroll painting and asked, Teacher, do you know this person? Old Man Li looked at it and suddenly looked at Fong Ping strangely. He said lightly, Lu Fengru gave it to you? Yes. This is the source of your credits? Yes. 1,000 credits, and you accepted it? Fong Ping's face paled. He nodded and said, I accepted it. Teacher, do you know him? I do. Old Man Li yawned and said, He's not just Lu Fengru's enemy, but mine and many others. Skygate City Lord, rank 9. It's nothing. When you're rank 9, just kill him. You'll have to kill him anyway. It's just a matter of time. Rank 9 Great Grandmaster? Fong Ping's face turned green. I accepted a rank 9 Great Grandmaster mission and only asked for 1,000 credits. Wrong. It's rank 9, not Great Grandmaster, Old Man Li corrected. Human Great Grandmasters were a term of praise because they gave their blood, sweat, and lives for mankind. As for the catacombs creatures, they could only be rank 9. Rank 9? Fong Ping suddenly realized that Lu Fengru was not talking about a grandmaster, nor a great grandmaster. Skygate City Lord is rank 9? Yes. Then there are stronger powerhouses in the depths of the catacombs. He could be considered a rank 9. At least Commander Li fought with him before and was not at a disadvantage. He just went a little further in rank 9. Skygate City Lord is only considered a beginner rank 9. Kid, I have high hopes for you. Old Man Li teased. As for whether Fong Ping could kill the other, Old Man Li did not care. How many years would it take for Fong Ping to reach rank 9? 10 years? 20 years? 30 years? It was hard to say. The 3 middle ranks were a hurdle. The 3 higher ranks were an even bigger hurdle. Even stepping into rank 7 was not something that could be done in a day. After a few decades, would the Skygate City Lord still be alive? Would Earth still exist? Who knew? It was not impossible for Lu Fengru to say that she was taking care of Fong Ping. Maybe she was also holding on to some insignificant, extravagant hope. Fong Ping, whose mentality was higher than the average person, might become a grandmaster very quickly, but this hope was too low, so low that Lu Fengru herself did not believe it. Fong Ping was a little dazed. I accepted the mission. I think I can reach rank 9 soon too. Doesn't that mean I've lost big again? Fong Ping felt that it was inevitable for him to enter rank 9. The heavens wanted him to save the world. His considerations now were different from others. It was not whether he could enter rank 9, but after he entered rank 9, Lu Fengru would spend 1,000 credits to hire a rank 9 powerhouse. She would make a huge profit. You have sharp eyes. I'm impressed. You have such foresight to invest in me in advance. I can't help but admire you. Fong Ping was full of admiration. He felt that his instructor had sharp eyes. He could actually see that he was about to enter rank 9 soon. Old Man Li glanced at him, his old face twitching slightly. Where did this kid get such thick skin? Rank 9. Did he think he was yours just because he opened his mouth? Get lost if you don't have anything to say. Oh, right. If you meet him before rank 9, you're dead meat. Pray that you're not that unlucky. Fong Ping asked curiously. Then you said that he's your enemy. What does it matter to you? Could it be that Fong Ping was shocked. Could it be that Old Man Li was once a rank 9 super powerhouse, but he was seriously injured in a battle with the other party? He imagined many scenes. Some were tragic. Some were Old Man Li roaring at the sky after he was defeated. Thinking that I'm a rank 9? Old Man Li said playfully, if I'm a rank 9, even if I'm crippled, the Vice-Chancellor and the others will treat me like a treasure. Let me waste my time here with you brats? Idiot! Old Man Li's tone changed, and he said self-deprecatingly, but I'm almost there. I'm so close to entering rank 9. Peak rank 8. Fong Ping exclaimed again. Peak rank 6. I'm so close. Old Man Li sighed. I'm so close to becoming a grandmaster. If I become a grandmaster, I think I can break through to rank 9 quickly. Don't you think I'm so close? It's a pity that I didn't become a grandmaster. This time, Old Man Li was not joking. He really felt a little regretful. As for what he said earlier, it might not be a joke. Becoming a grandmaster was a barrier. To break this barrier, even a rank 9 might not be impossible. It was a pity that he had been stuck at peak rank 6 for many years. He had long lost his will to fight. Here, he was really retiring. Peak rank 6. Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief, but he also felt a little regretful. He comforted, Instructor, maybe one day when you awaken, you'll become a grandmaster. Nonsense. Old Man Li laughed. Do you think grandmasters are cabbages? If I really become a grandmaster, I'll live for a few more decades. I'll be hot-blooded for once and kill them all. I wish I could be a teenager. If I was a grandmaster in the past, I wouldn't. Old Man Li was slightly agitated. He suddenly waved his hand and said, Get lost. Don't bother me. Fong Ping saw that he was not in a good mood. He did not waste any more words and left quickly. After he left, Old Man Li sighed. I'm old. I'm really old. I'll live for a while longer. It's time to enter the catacombs. At this age, he had not entered the catacombs for a long time. Suddenly entering the catacombs had a completely different meaning. Chapter 203. Rank 9 Martial Artist. After leaving the logistics department, Fong Ping sighed. As smart as he was, he reacted quickly. The mission of delivering the letter was not as simple as it seemed. Thoughts aside, he still had to complete the mission. If Fong Ping dared not to complete the mission after getting the 1,000 credits, Lu Fengru would show him why flowers were red. The rank 9 Sky Gate City Lord was fine. Lu Fengru had said that he would only do that after he became stronger. Delivering a letter, however, was not a difficult task. After the evening classes, Fong Ping pulled Fu Chanding aside and smiled. Accompany me to the southern area. Southern area for what? To deliver a letter. It's so late at night? I can't contact the catacombs. The letter is urgent. Let's wait and see. It's either tonight or tomorrow. Are you coming? Sure. I'll ask you how you cultivate. Fu Chanding agreed readily. Zhao Lei, who was beside him, was tempted, but he could not speak. Fong Ping's eyes were sharp. He smiled and said, Zhao Lei, together? Zhao Lei wanted to refuse, but he could not. Zhao Lei also felt that Fong Ping could cultivate to rank 3 in such a short time not simply because of talent. Fong Ping must have something unique about him. It would be good to learn from other people's experience. On the way, Fu Chanding asked, I feel like I've been slowing down recently. Fong Ping, when you cultivate, do you not feel like you're stuck in a bottleneck? Yes, many times. How did you solve it? Fong Ping smiled. Actually, it's very simple. The instructors all know, but they usually don't tell us. Why? Zhao Lei was puzzled. The instructors would not keep it to themselves. His father did not say anything either. How should I put it? The instructors hope that we can progress step by step and consider the cost-effectiveness issue. Fong Ping smiled and explained. Actually, the reason why I cultivate so fast in rank 2 is related to my rapid body honing progress. Body honing? Yes. Fong Ping nodded. The honing of human bones is actually called bone honing. However, during the bone honing process, we are constantly nourishing our body and meridians. Everyone should know this. Both of them nodded. Fong Ping continued. However, all of these consume vitality. It takes time and slows down the bone honing process. Actually, we can separate the bone honing process, tempering the body first, then the bones. No, it should be said that they are done at the same time. Your qi and blood will temper your bones, and your body will be tempered by pills. This way, your speed will increase. Of course, there is a limit to how fast you can go. What do you mean? Burning money. Fong Ping grinned. I'll burn through a lot of money. I'll melt body honing pills every day and bathe in them. I guarantee that I'll be faster than I am now. The two of them instantly fell silent. What a joke. Right now, the vitality pills and bone tempering pills were already too much for them to make ends meet. How much money would they need to spend to temper their bodies alone? Fong Ping continued. Actually, I've asked Instructor Lee about it. Other than that, there's another way. Enter the vitality pool. Although the vitality pool was said to be effective for martial artists of the 3 middle ranks, in reality, martial artists of the 3 lower ranks could also use it. It was just that the price-performance ratio was not high. If you cultivate in the vitality pool, it will be more effective than the energy room. The recovery speed is fast, and the replenishment speed is fast. Qi and blood are almost endless. If you're willing, you can stuff a body tempering pill into the qi and blood pool and take a bone tempering pill. Cultivating for an hour is equivalent to cultivating for a day. Both of them were speechless again. The cost of the vitality pool was even higher than the energy room. 30 credits per hour. Including a bone tempering pill, rank 2 would still cost 30 credits. What about the bone tempering pill? It was still 30 credits. One round of cultivation would cost 90 credits. They did not need to take vitality pills. If they continued cultivating like this, they might be able to achieve peak rank 2 in a month. What was the price? 2,700 credits, 81 million yuan. Saving 2 to 3 months of time to achieve peak rank 2 from middle stage rank 2 would cost at least 50 million. Was it worth it? The instructors did not recommend this method. Their parents did not recommend it either. Lu Fengru recommended Zhao Xuemei, but it was not as extravagant as Fang Ping claimed. The key was that Zhao Xuemei was not twice honed, so her cultivation speed was even slower. Fu Chanding calculated for a while and mumbled, "This cost is too much. Is this how you do it?" "More or less." Fang Ping laughed. It was really more or less the same. His system had enough wealth. The effect was better than the vitality pool. No wonder. Fu Chanding's expression was complicated. He said faintly, "I'll believe you if you say you're poor next time. But you're poor for a reason. Even martial artists with a net worth of tens of billions would be reluctant to use such a money-burning cultivation method. Rank 2 would burn almost 100 million in a month. What about rank 3? It would at least double. Moreover, rank 3 cultivation would take longer. It might take a few months or even half a year. By the time they became peak rank 3 martial artists, it would be normal to spend 1 billion. No one in the 3 lower ranks would spend money like this, unless they really had a lot of money to burn. Otherwise, no one would do such a thing." As they spoke, the 3 of them arrived at the tunnel entrance deep in the southern area. The 3 of them did not go in. At the entrance, there were soldiers with guns on guard. There were also martial artists stationed inside, who were more terrifying than the armed soldiers outside. To Fang Ping and the others, their speed was extremely fast. They might not even be able to hit them if they were to shoot from anywhere. However, if they encountered martial artists who were stronger than them, they would not be able to escape. The tunnel entrance was very quiet. Fang Ping did not waste any time. He took up his stance and started cultivating. As he did so, Fang Ping said, "Reaching the elevated stance in pole standing is already the limit of the lower 3 ranks. I heard from my instructor once that pole standing is only the foundation. At the middle 3 ranks, pole standing will be divided into 2 branches. Pole standing is actually a combination of bodybuilding cultivation methods and stepping techniques. At the middle 3 ranks, they will be completely separated. Some people choose to cultivate bodybuilding cultivation methods to build the foundation for cultivating their vital organs. Some people choose to cultivate stepping techniques, but not what we are doing now. It's the flight step after the elevated stance. Have you ever seen a martial artist in the middle 3 ranks who can fly?" Fu Chanding laughed. "You're really daring. I've seen martial artists who cultivated the flight step. Or rather, the midair step is not considered flight step. It's just like how you can midair step for a short period of time now. Martial artists in the middle 3 ranks can last a little longer. Also, their speed, adaptability, and height will all improve. I've seen a rank 5 powerhouse walk 100 meters in midair step, hovering almost 10 meters in the air. At that time, I was shocked. This kind of martial artist is a true immortal, dancing with immortals. Even if this rank 5 powerhouse fell rapidly after 100 meters, it would still be an incredible feat. However, many powerhouses think that switching from pole standing to flight step instead of bodybuilding methods is just a facade. When you reach Grandmaster, you can achieve flight step even if you don't cultivate flight step. Martial artists in the middle 3 ranks who think they can achieve Grandmaster will choose to cultivate bodybuilding methods at this time to speed up their cultivation progress and enter Grandmaster." Fang Ping pondered for a moment. "I've asked before. Teacher said that one shouldn't bite off more than one can chew. Are there powerhouses in the middle 3 ranks who have outstanding performance in both aspects?" Zhao Lei interrupted. "Yes, but they are all rank 6 martial artists, and most of them are peak rank 6. Many of these powerhouses are stuck at rank 6. Grandmaster is a very big barrier. Most rank 6 powerhouses may not be able to enter Grandmaster for the rest of their lives. At this time, they were unable to improve their grade, so they worked hard in other areas. Some peak rank 6 martial artists were extremely strong. In fact, peak rank 6 was also a huge leap. Peak rank 6 and peak rank 6 are completely different." Fang Ping pondered for a moment and said, "Have you guys realized that there's no ranking list for rank 6? Fu Chanding smiled. That's normal. 10 peak rank 6. 8 of them are in the catacombs, undergoing life and death isolation. Fu Chanding's tone was slightly solemn as he said, "We can't stay in the catacombs for long. It's extremely dangerous. Everyone knows this. Even grandmasters won't stay in the catacombs for long." Peak rank 6 martial artists, on the other hand, were mostly inside the catacombs in search of breakthrough opportunities. You wouldn't even know if he was dead or alive. Perhaps in the next moment, he would walk out of the catacombs as a grandmaster. Perhaps he would never be able to walk out of it. This group of people did not care about fame and fortune. At this time, no matter how famous they were, no matter how much money they had, no matter how many pills they had, none of them were of much use. Becoming a grandmaster did not depend on these things, but something else. That's why there's no ranking for rank 6, because it's meaningless. You have no idea how many peak master martial artists are still alive. There were very few peak rank 6 martial artists in society, even in martial arts universities. In MCMEU, Fong Ping knew a few rank 6 martial artists. Lu Fengru, Tang Feng, and Old Man Li were peak rank 6. Others like Luo Yichuan and Su Jianzhou were not at peak. The instructors of the other years were mostly the same. There were less than 10 peak rank 6 martial artists in MCMAU. This was for sure. In fact, Tang Feng was the only peak rank 6 instructor in the freshman cohort. Lu Fengru joined later, and Old Man Li did not teach at all. Perhaps if one were to really calculate, there would not be more than 5 peak rank 6 martial artists in MCMAU. This was MCMAU. In other martial arts universities, other than CCMAU, there were almost no peak rank 6 martial artists. The three of them chatted until past 11 o'clock. Fong Ping saw that no one had come out yet, so he was ready to leave. Just as he was about to leave, the door of the tunnel opened suddenly. Very soon, someone walked out. Lu Fengru's judgment was obviously accurate. The other party would come out in 1 or 2 days. Moreover, MCMAU's tunnel entrance was rarely used. Once Fong Ping saw that someone had come out, he quickly fished out the letter and glanced between Fu Chanding and Zhao Lei. He remembered that Fu Chanding had not been beaten up for a long time and that he had even entered his little ledger a few times thinking of this. Fong Ping stuffed the letter into Fu Chanding's hands and said quickly, "It's my instructor's father. I'm a little scared. Help me give it to him. Also, ask him if his daughter misses him and ask him to accompany her." Fu Chanding was dumbfounded. Lu Fengru's father? Why did Fong Ping want to give it to him himself? Fu Chanding saw Fong Ping looking at him encouragingly and was a little speechless. However, this was MCMAU, so Fu Chanding did not think too much about it. Very soon, a martial artist, who might or might not be an old man, walked toward them. The reason why he said he did not know was because the other party had snow-white hair, but his face was not old. He looked a little like a non-mainstream uncle, but his white hair made him look quite handsome. Fu Chanding did not know how to address him. He hesitated for a moment before saying, "Instructor, a letter for you." The white-haired man glanced at him and took the letter without saying a word. "That? Instructor Lu misses you." The man was stunned for a moment. Suddenly, his face broke into a smile. These are her exact words? Fu Chanding did not know. He turned his head to look at Fong Ping. Fong Ping saw that the white-haired man's smile was quite gentle. Fu Chanding was fine, so he took a step forward and said with a smile, "These are the instructor's exact words. She said that your daughter misses you and wants you to accompany her." You old man. Just as he was about to say a few words of flattery, the man's expression suddenly changed. He snorted softly and raised his leg. While Fu Chanding and Zhao Lei were still in a daze, Fong Ping disappeared. Fu Chanding swallowed. His throat was dry as he said dryly, "Tay. Instructor, it's okay. He's Lu Fengru's student." That Fong Ping? Yes, that's Fong Ping. The man nodded slightly and did not say anything else. He disappeared in the blink of an eye. After he left, Fu Chanding suddenly asked, "What's going on?" He was still in a daze. The white-haired old handsome man had been smiling amiably at him earlier, but when he met Fong Ping, he was sent flying with a kick. How many people hated Fong Ping? Zhao Lei said faintly. That's probably what Fong Ping was thinking when he asked you to deliver the letter. Fu Changding reacted too. He sneered and said, serves him right. He let this bastard scheme against him. In the end, he reaped what he sowed. The more Fu Changding thought about it, the more he wanted to laugh. What was this? Fong Ping probably sensed that something was wrong, so he used him as a scapegoat. Who knew that the result would be the same? Fu Changding was fine, but Fong Ping was gone. Both of them looked at each other. Zhao Lei coughed dryly. Do we need to look for him? Look for my ass. Who knows where he's lying? Both of them guessed correctly. Fong Ping was currently lying on the rooftop of a building not far away. Fong Ping was too lazy to get up. He was lying on the rooftop, thinking about a very important question. What did he say wrong? Fu Changding was fine. What was this? The old handsome man took pity on the young handsome man? Was he purposely bullying him? This isn't fair, Fong Ping mumbled gloomily. Then he mumbled, who is this white-haired old man? This was the second time Fong Ping had been sent flying by someone. Old Man Li had casually flung him, and he had been sent flying. Old Man Li had only flung him 10 to 20 meters away, but the white-haired old man had sent him flying more than 100 meters away. Moreover, Fong Ping did not feel much pain when he fell from such a distance. The old man's control of his strength was extraordinary. Could it be a Grandmaster powerhouse? Fong Ping had some guesses in his mind. He mumbled, the Grandmaster behind instructor? My biggest backer? A Grandmaster powerhouse. Chapter 204. Huff, panting heavily, Fong Ping finally caught up to the white-haired old handsome man. He walked at an extraordinary speed. Even a rank 3 martial artist like him could barely keep up. The man had naturally sensed Fong Ping's pursuit. When he felt Fong Ping following him, the man turned his head and said playfully, You still want to experience the feeling of flying? Fong Ping smiled and said, I'll experience this after I become a Grandmaster. Instructor, where are you going now? I'll send you off. You? The man smiled and said lightly, Tell me, what do you want to do? Of course not. Look at what you're saying. Fong Ping denied it immediately. Then he probed, Instructor, you and my instructor. Lu Fengru never mentioned me? The man smiled faintly as he walked. But that's normal. What about you? I think I heard someone say that you want to get some benefits from me? The man smiled playfully and shook his head. Don't think it's that easy. There's no free lunch in the world. The man talked as he walked. Fong Ping said firmly, Instructor, you've misunderstood me. I'm just looking at my instructor. When he took out this letter, he wanted to say something but stopped himself. He looked lost. He's completely different from the instructor I remember. Instructor treats me like a son. As a student, I should return the favor and help him solve his problems. Haha, interesting. The white-haired man laughed. He turned his head to look at Fong Ping and said, You've got guts. Kid, cultivating properly is the right path. Don't ponder over these things all day long. These are still the tricks I played in the past. After saying that, the man's figure flashed and disappeared before Fong Ping's eyes. Fong Ping sighed. It was a pity that he did not get any benefits. Fong Ping was actually curious about the man's identity and had some guesses. He did not dare ask Lu Fengru, though. He did not meet the man again. 2 days later, Fu Changding mysteriously said that he had found some news. Dormitory building. Fu Changding knocked on Fong Ping's door and snuck in like a thief. He whispered, Big discovery. Don't be so mysterious. Just say it. These 2 days, Fong Ping continued to maintain his vitality and bone honing. When he was free, he would practice his combat techniques. He was preparing for the next month's rapid advancement. He did not have the time to listen to Fu Changding's nonsense. Didn't you get beaten up last time? What are you talking about? Why don't I remember? TSK. Fu Changding had a look of disdain on his face. Then he grinned and said, What a great discovery. There are too many secrets in the martial arts circle. Newbies like us should be more careful next time, lest we die without knowing why. Do you know who the white-haired teacher was that night? Who? Snake King. Who? Fong Ping looked surprised. Fu Chanding was speechless. Haven't you seen the Grandmaster ranking? Rank 47th. Snake King Wu Quishan, Grandmaster. Upper stage rank 8. Vice Principal. Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. He asked, "Are you talking about MCMEU's Vice-Chancellor Wu Quishan?" As for Snake King, it was just a title. It didn't sound like much, but it was worthy of the word king. This was the symbol of strength. When the day came when Big Lion became Lion King, Fong Ping would not dare to provoke him anymore. He was afraid of death. Yes, that's him. Fu Chanding grinned. Vice-Chancellor Wu has played a big part in MCMU's ability to be mentioned in the same breath as CCMAU. CCMU's Vice-Chancellor is ranked 36th in the Grandmaster ranking. Our Vice-Chancellor is ranked 41st, but our Vice-Chancellor Wu is also ranked within the top 50, 47th. This is the source of MCMAU's confidence. Our university has 2 Grandmasters in the top 50. The Grandmasters in the Grandmaster ranking were all important figures in Sino Nation. And those in the top 50 were the giants among giants. MCMU is actually just a martial arts university under the Ministry of Education. Even if it was a famous school, logically speaking, it was not easy for the Vice-Chancellor to be ranked among the top 50 giants in Sino Nation. MCMU had another powerhouse who was also in the list. The central government, the military department, the House of Guardians, the Department of Investigation Services, the Ministry of Education, the business world, sex, martial arts universities with so many forces, which of them did not have giants? MCMU had 2 top-notch giants. This was the source of their confidence. It's actually him. Everyone had only heard of this Vice-Chancellor. They had never seen him in person. It was said that he rarely appeared in school. Most of the time, he was running around in the outside world. He was either in the catacombs, capital city, or overseas. He was rarely in school. Fong Ping and the others had been in school for almost a year, but they had never seen this person. The Vice-Chancellor was the same. They rarely saw him. The Grandmaster they had seen the most was the Dean of the School of Weaponry, Huang Jing. Currently, MCMAU had 4 Grandmasters in public. They were the old Vice-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor Wu Quishan, and the Dean of the School of Weaponry, Huang Jing. The last one was an old Grandmaster who had always been in charge of MCMAU's southern area. He did not hold a leadership position. The latter 2 were both ranked 7 Grandmasters. Wu Quishan's strength was publicly announced as peak rank 7. However, not long after Fong Ping and the others entered school, this Vice-Chancellor suddenly became an upper stage rank 8. No one knew if he had hidden his strength in the past, or if he suddenly had a breakthrough. Fong Ping really did not understand this person. You didn't expect this, did you? Fu Chanding grinned. There's something even more surprising. Damn you. You lied to me and said that you're Instructor Liu's father. Do you believe that I won't tell Instructor Liu and ask her to hack you alive? Vice-Chancellor Wu didn't take it too seriously last time. Otherwise, he would have hacked me alive. He did not completely convey Fong Ping's words. He said that his daughter missed him. At that time, he subconsciously put Lu Fengru in the shoes of Wu Quishan's daughter and directly said Instructor Liu. This was also the reason why he was safe and sound. Otherwise, he would have died a worse death than Fong Ping. Wu Quishan did not think of this at that time. Fu Chanding thought about it and felt a lingering fear. What father? Vice-Chancellor Wu is Instructor Liu's husband. What? Fong Ping was dumbfounded. Was that so? Before this, he actually had such a guess, but he did not dare to confirm it. He did not expect it to be true. Yes, it's absolutely true. Fu Chanding said softly. This is what my dad said. Actually, all the older generation martial artists know about this. It's just that now, there are many people who talk about this. Instructor Liu and Vice-Chancellor Wu treat each other like enemies now. Of course, don't take it seriously. If you really bully Instructor Liu, Vice-Chancellor Wu will immediately appear. I heard that the Grandmaster from East Lake vomited 3 liters of blood during the night raid. TSK, so domineering. Fong Wenxiang's grandfather? I think so. Fong Ping listened with great interest. There was so much gossip. Then what's going on with my instructor and Vice-Chancellor Wu now? It's a long story. Then make it short. Fu Chanting rolled his eyes. After thinking for a while, he said, actually, it's a matter of adulthood. It's been about 10 years. Instructor Liu and Vice Chancellor Wu had a daughter, an only child. They doted on her a lot. Instructor Liu was rank 5 back then. Vice Chancellor Wu had already entered Grandmaster. At that time, it was amazing. Vice Chancellor Wu was not even 50 years old yet. He had the potential to become a Grandmaster. Instructor Liu also had the potential to become a Grandmaster. Think about it, with their abilities, how much they doted on their daughter. To put it bluntly, the current Chen Yunxi could not even compare to them. Chen Yunxi's grandfather was a Grandmaster, but her parents were not. Moreover, there were others in the Chen family. She was not the only one. Vice Chancellor Wu's daughter was truly the only one. In the end, perhaps because he spoiled her too much, Vice Chancellor Wu was also too confident. When he went out to the catacombs for a mission, he brought his daughter into the catacombs. In the end, they ran into trouble in the catacombs. Vice Chancellor Wu was entangled by a strong enemy. I heard that Vice Chancellor Wu watched helplessly as his daughter was beaten to death by a catacombs powerhouse. Anyway, that's more or less what happened. My dad didn't explain it clearly. After the fight, Instructor Liu and Vice Chancellor Wu had a falling out. My dad said that it's much better now. It was worse back then. At that time, there were many powerhouses who went into the catacombs with Vice Chancellor Wu. Instructor Liu went to each family's door like a maniac, questioning them why they did not save her daughter. Actually, it's really hard to say who was right or wrong when they lost their lives in the catacombs. However, Instructor Liu's daughter had just died. The others did not say anything. In the end, it was probably Vice Chancellor Wu who stopped them. Then, Instructor Liu announced that she was divorcing him. I heard that Vice Chancellor Wu did not want to, but in the end, he did not dare to. Instructor Liu wanted to kill him in the middle of the night a few times. Fong Ping swallowed and asked carefully, "Really? Really?" Fu Chanting also whispered, "Be careful. Your instructor was a little provoked back then. She almost killed Vice Chancellor Wu. She's a little better now. Every year, she only goes crazy for a few days on the anniversary of her daughter's death. It's almost time now. This is probably why Vice Chancellor Wu came back this time. In any case, it's best if you don't get close to your instructor for now. It's really too dangerous." Fong Ping shuddered. He was so scared. This was the first time he had heard of this. He had only just found out that his instructor had a daughter, but she had already died in the catacombs. Could it be that the powerful enemy back then was Sky Gate City Lord? Fong Ping had a rough idea in his heart. After connecting the dots, he more or less understood what was going on. As for not liking Chen Yunxi, could it be that he was thinking of his own daughter? Fu Chanting's gossip was obviously not over. He continued, "All right, I forgot to tell you. Your instructor's background is really scary. You better be obedient. She has a biological father. It's not the Vice Chancellor Wu that you're talking about, you bastard. Her biological father is also a Grandmaster. An old peak rank 7 Grandmaster hasn't appeared in recent years, but his name is still on the ranking, which means that he's still alive. My dad said that he should be inside Magic City's catacombs. He hasn't come out all these years, but he should still be alive. 2 Grandmasters in one sect. No, if Instructor Liu breaks through to Grandmaster herself, then there will be 3 High Grandmasters. Who would dare provoke such a background? But my dad also said..." Fu Chanting's voice became even softer, almost inaudible. Vice Chancellor Wu and the others are actually suppressing Instructor Liu from breaking through. If she breaks through to Grandmaster, there will be big trouble. Trouble? I don't know. Anyway, that's what my dad said. If I ask again, he won't tell me. Fong Ping pondered for a moment. Could he be talking about Sky Gate City Lord? Sky Gate City Lord had just entered rank 9. It was not that no one in Sino Nation could kill him. However, if he was killed, Sky Gate City would be in danger. The 12 cities in Magic City's catacombs behind them would probably be in trouble. All these years, it was not easy to maintain the current situation with Sky Gate City. Once Sky Gate City, their main opponent, was replaced by a city behind them, then there would really be big trouble. Are they afraid that she will break through to Grandmaster and seek revenge? A rank 7 Grandmaster is obviously not enough, but if the instructor makes a move, will Vice Chancellor Wu and her father just watch her die? If 3 high Grandmasters join forces, they will either kill the other or die at the other's hands. Either way, it's not a good thing. Fong Ping muttered in his heart. If the other was killed, there would be trouble. If 3 high Grandmasters died, then Sino Nation would not be able to bear such a loss. Therefore, the best solution was for Lu Fengru to not break through. If she did not break through, Vice-Chancellor Wu and her father would be much calmer than she was, and they would also consider the changes in the overall situation. Lu Fengru might not necessarily consider the overall situation. She might have wanted to take revenge for the death of her daughter for a long time. I didn't expect there to be so many inside stories. Fong Ping sighed and then said with a sigh, if that senior of mine was still alive, that would be amazing. 3 grandmasters in one sect. With this backing, even an aspiring martial artist can beat up a group of middle-ranked martial artists. Looks like I'll have to curry favor with this instructor in the future. Should I call her godmother? Fong Ping muttered to himself. Fu Changding's face turned green. Can't you have some integrity? Seeing that Fong Ping was still muttering, Fu Changding warned, don't mention this to your instructor. It's almost a taboo now. Even if you're beaten to death, no one will seek justice for you. Don't ever mention that I said it. I'm afraid of dying. Am I that stupid? Fong Ping rolled his eyes. Lu Fengru never mentioned this, and obviously, she did not want others to mention it. Saying this in front of her made Lu Fengru go crazy. Even 100 Fong Pings would not be enough for her to chop. Fu Changding's gossip always came faster and more than Fong Ping's. At the end of April, when Fong Ping was cultivating wholeheartedly, he would occasionally get some news about the circle from Fu Changding. For example, a certain big shot in the business world had broken through to Grandmaster this month. For example, a certain governor had advanced into Grandmaster ranking. For example, a superstar had suddenly died of illness not long ago. What a joke! That superstar had the strength of rank 4. How could he have died of illness? He had died while doing a compulsory mission in the catacombs. Middle-ranked martial artists had to enter the catacombs every year and complete a certain number of missions before they could return to the surface. This was also a kind of restriction and responsibility. It was not uncommon for famous people to suddenly die of illness every year. Fong Ping only listened to these news. It had nothing to do with him for now. What really concerned Fong Ping was the beginning of the next month. During the Labor Day period, the school would lead everyone to a monthly assessment. The assessment content was yet to be determined. There were many rewards, and the school informed everyone to prepare in advance. This was also the first time they would complete an assessment mission as a large team. After receiving the news, Fong Ping did not care about anything else. He wanted to see if he could complete the honing of his ribs before the assessment. Right now, after a month of cultivation, Fong Ping's statistics had changed again. Wealth, 48 million vitality, 650 calories, 659 calories, mentality, 450 hertz, 469 hertz, bone honing, 134 bones, 90%, 72 bones, 30%. I still need to hone 17 bones before I can finish honing my ribs, Fong Ping calculated. The assessment would start in a week at most, or 3 to 5 days at least. He could still try to hone 17 ribs. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.